don't know shit about that. I don't know what music. I never know what fucking music to put on, honestly. Maybe I just don't have fucking music for once in my life. Hello there. Oh my god, my editor keeps doing that. It's how we greet each other now. Hello. Yeah, it's random. I don't stream much. Like I literally only stream when my girlfriend's not here, and she's away. We got some good news today. Hello. So I don't feel so bad about streaming today when it's not a bad day. Today's a good day. How is everyone today? I actually just, is it okay? Like, is my mic okay? Sorry, I have to have like a million fans on today because of just how hot it is. Do I eat? Yes, I do eat. Typically, I die if I don't eat. Hello, Alan. He's just coming for the flags. See, I stream once a month, so Alan can do that. Yeah, but can you hear the guy saying "Ora tapioca"? Actually, is he doing "Ora tapioca" or is it a different one? I always have either tapioca or pamonia going by my window every single day. Like, if I do that. Am I capable of absorbing meat? I do believe that I am capable. Whether or not I choose to is a different story. But yeah, I used to be vegetarian, but I got like really bad anemia, and I was always like weak and lethargic, so I had to start eating meat again. Unfortunately, it was actually quite sad to do that, to be honest with you. I miss being vegetarian. I was vegan for about 3 months, and then I had like so many problems from it. I just had to give up. So yeah, and you get to see a different side of my house this time. I'm slowly working the camera around around my apartment. Hello, I'm good, thanks. How you doing? Yeah, I mean, meat is fine. I'd prefer not to eat it, to be honest with you, because like I am, like, I'm a bit of a. I kind of feel bad about eating shit that's like alive, or was once dead. But yeah, 360 video. Whenever I have a fucking 360 video camera, I guess, brother. I don't know when that could be, but it could be some other time. So, what do you reckon the plan for tonight should be? Like, there's either gaming, chatting. I don't know. I haven't thought about it. I just thought I'd just start. Originally, I was gonna finish doing my skates, but then I realized maybe that's a bit boring. But yeah, has ever? Do I swallow? Yeah, man, I'm a fucking seagull. I just do it in one. Oh my god. Oh, that just unearthed the fucking memory. Okay, so I was in New Zealand. Sorry, by the way, I'm not like the profile picture is an AI picture of me being old. My editor sent it to me. When I was in New Zealand, I went to oh shit, what is it called? 1 second, let me just remind myself what it was called. How do I forget this? This is crazy. And it's near Nelson. The Abel Tasman National Park. That's the one. I was at Abel Tasman National Park. Actually, maybe I'll show you guys so that way you can get a good idea of what that actually means. Give me a second. So yeah, this is like New Zealand, right? I was at this place, Abel Tasman National Park. It's fucking it's actually fucking beautiful, right? Like it's actually gorgeous. All right, look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look how nice this is, right? And me and yeah, there should be a cat. That's Zephyr. That's the one that was in the Final Destination video. But anyway, yeah, I went kayaking here with my girlfriend at the time, and for some reason we fucking took gyoza with us, right? And we were sitting on an island eating this gyoza with our thing, like almost kind of similar to this, right? But it's like a little island, like beach thing. And I just eat half of this gyoza, and there's a seagull there. Hey, Big Yoshi. I just throw the gyoza to the seagull, and it's like, half. Right? Oh my god, I feel so bad. And the seagull takes it, tries to eat it, and then the fucking gyoza gets stuck in its throat. I tried to chase it and grab it and like take the gyoza away from it, but it just kept on running away from me. Oh man, I feel so bad for that seagull. I still think about that all the time. What do you mean good, man? That's not. No, fucking yeah. But anyway, it's like a really beautiful place in the world. No, death does not appear like in a physical form in the Final Destination movies. I think that's kind of the point. Yeah, we pretty much went past this, but it was high tide, so we didn't get to see it like this. But it was cool. Like, it was actually really nice. It was really nice to see. I miss New Zealand sometimes, It's just a really nice place all around, especially in the summer. I lived up in I lived up here for a long time. This is Mount Manganui. I lived here for like 7 months. It is really beautiful. If you ever make it to New Zealand, I definitely recommend going here. It's a really nice place. Yeah. So, yeah. Alan, how's it going anyway? I lived in New Zealand for about 5 years. I lived in, I say lived in Australia. I was in Australia for about 2 years. And now I've lived in Brazil for like 2 years as well. And then in between that, I went to Ecuador, Colombia, and the US. I live in Brazil now. I live in this city. It's nice. It's a little beautiful city. It's actually like a really really beautiful. Like it's really cute. Well, not cute, but it's like. Well, I think the craziest story about seagulls is an old couple that gets attacked every time they leave, and they. Man, have you seen the? Oh yeah, you say that, right? My dad lives here. Oh, I mean, maybe this is a wrong choice, but yeah, my dad lives. Oh yeah, that I fucking yeah, that's not where my dad lives. Yeah, my dad lives in yeah, in Easton. One. Don't know why I remembered it as Talbot County, but yeah, like so I've gone into Baltimore like a bunch of times actually. I went to see the Orioles play like a long time ago. I went to see the Orioles play in like 2011 maybe. Wait, when was that? I'll show you. It's not. Yeah, you're not late. You're right on time. The only thing that you missed is the story about the seagull and the gyoza. Unfortunately, I never found out the end of that one. I would show you all of my adventures, but yeah, because like, my Instagram's full of them. When was it? Oh, it was 2013. I went to see the Orioles play in 2013. Oh, I don't want to dox myself. No, I'm not going to show you because I'll dox myself, and that's I don't want to dox myself today. Thank you. I guess it doesn't really make much of a difference, but still. Yeah, my dad lives in Maryland, in Talbot County. So, like, I go to America a bunch. I was thinking about going to San Diego next year for Comic-Con. Or maybe I'm just generally thinking about going to America and like going to places where I can like potentially like meet fans and stuff. Just because I think it'd be fun. Being down in Brazil, like there's not there's not a lot of places that I can go to meet like fans that aren't Brazilian. And there's not many. There's a few Brazilian fans, but it's not like 50 or 60% of my audience is American, so I have to consider that when I want to do like excursions. So yeah, San Diego. My agent, well, my ex-agent, I had to let him go because I didn't want to focus on any sponsorships. Was offering for me to go to Miami next year for the World Cup, but yeah, not really. It depends who you're catering to. Because I have like a English speaking audience, it's like you do end up with what's it called? You do end up with more Americans. It's just because it's YouTube and well, I mean, all right, hello mate, how's it going? We don't do sir around here. It's either mate or chum, buddy. Oh yeah, I went to Ocean City. Yeah, that's why like everyone thought my joke in the other like which video was it? Oh my god. Oh my god, I can't remember any. My god, imagine having my brain. My brain is a sieve. I forget everything. What was the video? Okay, I'll just look backwards. What was the video? What was the video? What was the video? Oh, I should probably check that. One second. I just have to quickly. Was it Wreck-It Ralph? Oh no, SpongeBob. SpongeBob. It was SpongeBob. We decided what's on the menu. People just said they wanted to hang out for a bit, but I did just buy. My God, I'm sorry. My brain is actually dog shit. Expedition 33. I was gonna say Section 33, but then I realized that's not particularly smart, is it? So yeah, I was gonna maybe play that for a bit later after we have like a little chit chat. Drink some water. I am drinking coffee right now because my medication is slowly wearing off at this point. So I need a little pick me up to make sure that I get back to being able to be on camera. Oh no. Yeah, normally when I'm on camera, right, I have like a script, and like I can read my script before as I'm speaking, right, and I can make adjustments as I'm going. But when it comes to actually talking in real life, my brain's just like, oh, no good, no good, no good. Don't want that. But yeah, I'll drink some water in a minute. You're right, but I also, oh no, the other way. It's a cat. So that's Zephyr. You might recognize her from every single video that has a cat in it. She really enjoys. Yeah, she really enjoys it. I don't do the editing anymore. My editor does. I decided that it's better if I do it that way. So the last like 2 or 3 months has been an editor, which I'm really happy about, to be honest. Because I hate editing. Like, I really hate editing. It is awful. But before it was probably about 10 hours. I mean, if you go back and look at my old videos, like, they weren't exactly like the best edited videos in history, were they? They did their job, but they were pretty shit. So I just get to focus on improving might be difficult. Yeah, for me personally, for stuff that I don't want to do, improving is basically an impossibility. So if I hire other people that are better at things that I don't want to do, then I just do that. That way, you know, a better job gets done. Like, you know. Um, do you think I may finish all the Fantastic movies? I probably will, if I'm completely honest. I don't know how long it's going to take me. I have an idea of where I want to take it as well. But you know, I don't think it's going to be for a little while, just purely because all of the videos that I've got scheduled up until December is sorted out. So there's going to be Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know if that might not be next week. It might be the week after, and then pretty much December is going to be Home Alone, well, Home Alone 2, Die Hard, Star Wars. There's one more. Oh, my girlfriend is messaging me. But yeah. So if I do finish that. No, I mean, I'll just do it as is, because people enjoy them. And I enjoy doing things like the Final Destination one, because it's a lot more engaging than just doing a villain perspective. I have a lot more fun doing it. I get to actually, like, think about a story rather than just, like, creating bullshit. Like, I have, like, a framework of a story that I have to work with, obviously, with the movies, but what I mean is, like, I can craft, like, a narrative arc around it. And that's fun. I wouldn't say that. There's plenty of other perspectives that you can need. But yeah, as long as you guys are having fun. Hello, mate. How's it going? All that matters is that you guys are enjoying what I'm doing, I guess. Oh, improv. I mean, I would say like it's really confusing how I do things, because it's like how do I say this in a way that makes sense? I don't like, so I basically like create the script, and that's basically a line by line of what I'm expecting that I'm going to do. But as I'm reading, I will sit there and adjust, either add things in, take things out, change what I'm doing, you know, because like certain things that you think that you're going to say sound better in your head than when they're spoken out loud. And also conversely, certain things that you think are going to sound worse actually sound a lot better when spoken out loud. So it's like finding that balance between the words that you want to say, the words that you don't want to say that are actually going to sound good. Does that make sense? So, yeah. So it's not like I'm not. I do like a little bit of improvisation, and some of my best jokes that I've ever done have been just completely ad-libbed, but it's more structured, because otherwise, like, I will just ramble. Rambling's not good. Rambling's good on a stream, but in a video when you're trying to like keep people from not switching off, rambling's not good. Rambling's not good. But yeah. I mean, yeah, the idea with Death that I have in my head is to make him into not a sympathetic like like character, like not he's not you're not supposed to be able to sympathize with him, but like kind of get it, and just make like just turn like the whole like you know, how I would imagine what was going on if you were like a billion-year-old entity. Yeah, don't forget to kiss your homies, brother. Kiss them for me as well. My homies all live back in England, and it's not exactly easy for me to be able to go and see them. And they all have like fucking kids now, by the way. Like, it's crazy. You haven't missed. Yeah, I'm fine with suggestions. We haven't really missed all that much, to be honest. Yeah, most of my friends now they have kids and are married and like doing real world stuff, and here I am, fucking. No, I live in Brazil, brother. But, oh yeah. My friends are in Britain, but yeah, yeah. And here I am. I sit in my fucking pajamas all day making YouTube videos. Fucking YouTube is not a real. Well, it's not a real job. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's not. Oh, Starship Troopers would be quite fun, actually, I think. But actually, here's a question. Do you think I should do Star Wars from Palpatine, Darth Vader, or the Force's perspective? Because I could cook something... I could cook something like Final Destination from the Force's perspective. Yeah, the only problem with YouTube is it comes with, like, extreme and pathological fear of judgment. That's the problem with YouTube, and especially for someone like me who already has like a pathological fear of judgment, it's like it's pretty tough. Yeah, Star Wars from the point of Forster's perspective, just because I think it's something that people haven't really thought about. Because technically, like you know, George Lucas, his original plan, yeah, just. But yeah, George Lucas's original plan was the wheels, right? Like the fucking there's like tiny little entities that control the Force. It's just like, okay, let's just roll with that one. The Polar Express, yeah, that could work. So, yeah, in summary, being a YouTuber is awesome. You get to work in your pajamas, but you also have to read negative comments about yourself on the daily. So if you want to interact with your friends, like if you want to interact with their friends, if you want to interact with the viewers, it's like you have to also deal with loads of shit that come your way. Well, yeah, that's like, could you imagine, like, you're the Force, right? Like, you're the Force, you're trying to fucking balance this shit, you're trying to make it so, like, you know, you've sent Anakin to fucking go and balance the Force, and then he just goes in and kills a bunch of kids. Like, could you imagine? You're just like, oh, buddy, not like that, please. Separatist generals would be fun. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I'd do Darth Vader in all honesty, because it's just done to death, isn't it? Like everyone knows, like Anakin, he is the main character. Like it's like, and then obviously like Luke is the main character, so it just doesn't make sense. The only thing that makes sense to me is yeah, Palpatine of the Force. Did perspective come first, or did you? In what context? Yeah, but I want to raise kids as well, you know. Like, I actually want to have a child. It took me a long time to get here. Like, I'm nearly 33, but like the last year, maybe 2 years, I've started to understand what parenthood actually means, and I've radically changed a lot of my positions. Because I originally was just like, I can't think of a good reason to have a child, and now I'm at the position where I'm like, I can't think of a good reason not to have a child. Brother, I'm like, okay, like I am naturally contrarian, right? And I love the Clone Wars. Unironically, I loved the Clone Wars. I thought it was one of the best Star Wars movies. But that's just because I'm just like that sometimes. I realized that I really like the things that people don't like. I don't know why. It's not like I intend that. Like, I just remember watching the Clone Wars as a kid and be like, yeah, this is fucking sick. And like I watched like Phantom Menace, I was like, yeah, that's alright. And then I watched Revenge of the Sith, and I was like, okay, this is pretty sick. But yeah, Star Wars Episode 2 was just... it was good. I did not invent the concept of perspective. What the fuck? No. Second person is not... is a really underutilized method of storytelling. So obviously, like, just look at every single one of my descriptions has on the first thing. Check out the inspiration for this channel, Mugiwara no Goofy, right? It is a guy that he also did the second person perspective, and I was like, okay, this is cool. I like this. So, but then I tried to do. I just, well, yeah, just kind of did that. Because I was like, why is he only doing One Piece? I want other things. Like, I want other stories, not just One Piece. Actually, I would like to say that I aged 40 fucking years, thank you, brother. I'm not. Maybe even 50. Well, I look like my granddad in that picture, and he died at 80? 86, I think he was 86 this year, and he died. And I look a lot like him in that picture. Episode 2 is the Clone Wars. Oh, yeah, Clone Wars movie is episode 2. Phantom Menace, Clone Wars, Revenge of the Sith, A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and then there's 3 fucking trash movies. There's a movie to the Clone Wars series? Oh, okay. I have no fucking idea then, to be honest with you. Yeah, so, rather ironically, it turned, like, the perspective thing ended up being something that I was always doing. It's really weird. It's really weird how it all just, like, lines up occasionally. Because, like, you know, I'm not going to sit there and say that I'm a creeper, but I love to people watch, right? And I like to sit there and, you know, when I'm watching people in the street, I like to think, like, about them and about their character, like, what clothes they're wearing, what does it say about them? Like, I'm always, not always, but I like to think about that stuff. I like to understand people's stories. Like, I think it's interesting that everyone has their own individual story. And, you know, I guess my entire life always doing that, I ended up in a situation where I was, well, now doing it for a living, I guess, but with movies. Oh God, was it like, I would say it's empathy. I mean, how do you define empathy if you don't know what empathy is? I'm not saying I don't know what empathy is, but how do you define empathy? Because, like, someone could learn everything there is to know about someone else. That does not mean that they empathize with them. That just means that they know what they're going through. It doesn't mean it's not empathetic. Like, you can have a distinction between an empathetic response and just understanding. Does that make sense? I'm not sitting there saying that I'm not empathetic. Like, I'm incredibly empathetic, but I also don't want to, like, sit there and say that trying to understand other people is built from empathy. Yeah, it's more like people. No. Disney's actually one of the really good ones. So that's why everything's like half Disney. DreamWorks is the worst one. Yeah, cold empathy makes sense. Life of a Pokemon, yeah, fair enough. But the thing is, I think I don't think about inanimate objects that much. I think about animals. Like, I actually had to not wrestle with the trauma. I think that's a bit hyperbolic. But it's like, you know, I have cats, and I feel bad because the cats can't go outside. Because we live in a big city on a busy road. Like, if I was to let them outside, the chances of them getting, like, either taken by, like, animal control, because that happens here, or, like, generally just, like, getting hit by a car is really fucking high. And it's like, I hate the thought of my cats being here. But then I'm like, if they're not here with me, then they would be in a shelter. Like, we got them from a shelter. So if we didn't adopt them, they would be in a shelter living a terrible life. That was hard. I had to really wrestle with that one, actually. I mean, I do want to be, like, slightly different from, you know, I look at other people in the YouTube space, and, like, it's kind of sad. There's like this race to the top about, like, who can be the most successful, who can get the most views, and all this kind of shit. It's just like, doesn't make any sense to me. I like where I'm at. Like, I really enjoy where I'm at. So I don't really feel like I need to change all that much. But I do want to do other stuff. Like, I don't want to just do the perspective stuff all my life. No, I don't have any problem with capitalism necessarily. I have a problem with unfair capitalism. But technically, what we live in right now is not capitalism; it's feudalism. But I think I want to say social capitalism is like what I like the idea of. But because it's like, you know, this is something that really, because I was like a diehard socialist until probably like 4 weeks ago, actually. Like I was like, yeah, socialism, ride or die. But then someone said something, and it kind of made me think a little bit more. And I was like, oh, actually, yeah, no, that makes sense. I still disagree with like unfettered capitalism, but I kind of appreciate capitalism a little bit more. And it's like this guy was talking about buying marble, right? And he's and like, so basically he's just found this random guy who knows everything there is to know about marble. And it's like, if capitalism didn't exist, there would be no use for that person to go into marble. And that guy is having his best life, and he loves like working with marble. He loves studying and making stuff out of marble. And if you didn't have capitalism in that instance, there probably wouldn't be someone that took marble seriously. It would just be people trying to do other things. Because there's like an element, like some people, they'll like try and find a way to survive doing something different, and then they find out that it's actually really fucking fun, and then they actually fulfill a hole that society lacks. Whereas in socialism, if you don't have that same need for survival, or like, you know, movement or progression, you won't do that kind of thing. And I mean, like, I think we should have like social safety nets so people can be taken care of in like difficult times. But there should be like an incentive to move forward. I think it's just the fact that we've let companies and corporations just run us out of fucking town. Yeah. That's basically it. We just need to be able to take care of people that are like in pickles. I don't think it should be done through charity. I think it should be like if the government is failing, it's the government's fault, pretty much. Like if the people are failing because of the government's policies, then the government needs to be the one that fixes it. But then and then there's people that are just like real hard on capitalism, anarcho-capitalism. I'm just like, it's so stupid. Because like a lot of their arguments for like anarcho-capitalism is like what they want to do is create small pockets of communities where they create their own laws and legislations for their individual communities. And it's just like, but that's just like state and county, just run by businesses rather than people that are elected. So yeah. I do think government needs to be reined in a little bit, though. Yeah, I think whatever this is just, well, I mean, whatever's happening now, I don't understand. Was it government or capitalism that gave us American kids in lunch? Hey, do you not like moldy cheese? I like moldy cheese, but I prefer it as like a Stilton. Yeah, I think electing a billionaire to fix the problem of the working class and to run the government like a business is the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard in my life. Yes, let's do this thing that's not supposed to be run on a profit and try and make it run on a profit by people that, when it comes to when they take over a business, will strip every single cost possible, reduce the quality, so that way it doesn't even function anymore. Yeah, that's just so smart. Would I like to do the Nolan movies? I mean, I'm not against doing the Nolan movies. It's just some of them, like Tenet, I think is probably a little bit too weird. And I've only seen Tenet the once, and I'm trying to remember it right now. I think it's just a little bit too weird. I think a lot of the Nolan movies are just a bit too. They're too human as well. There's not really like a direct antagonist for a lot of cases. So it's hard to find a character perspective to latch onto that's either really interesting because they're really central character focused. Wait, tomato sauce makes a pizza a vegetable? What are you talking about? That's crazy work, you know? That's like saying that if you don't have a gherkin in your Big Mac, it's technically a dessert because of how much sugar is in it. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I do want to do other ideas. Like, I do have other ideas that I want to do. That aren't just perspective videos. That are slightly more in depth into things that I actually think about. Like, I'd like to slip in a few things here and there. But I also how do I describe this? I also find it quite limiting in some ways to not talk about certain things. So I want to have an outlet for like interesting stuff. Yeah, yeah, the USA is pretty crazy. Telling Sato's perspective would be a mindfuck for everyone. I mean, yeah, probably. I mean, yeah. The thing is, it's like, especially with like the US, it's very complicated because there's a lot that's wrong there. There's a lot that's right there. But like, until you guys figure out how to stop fighting each other, I mean, I could say that for every country. England's a shit show as well. So another side of the POV could be gaming genre. The guy collaborate. Who? Guy collaborating. I don't have any people that want to collaborate with me. Hey man, don't take the piss out of cocaine. Cocaine's no, don't. No. Cocaine's terrible. Oh shit. No. Yeah, no, I don't have any people asking to collaborate with me. I do reach out to other people occasionally, but people don't want to just don't reach out to me back. So I've kind of given up. People want to find me; they know where I'm at. If they don't want to find me, they don't want to find me. That's just how things go. It's the same thing as sponsorships now. Like if a sponsorship comes to me, I will maybe take it. Maybe depends on the sponsorship. But have you not noticed that I haven't had a sponsorship in about 8 months? Because one, I don't need it. Not to sit there and make like enormous amounts of money, but just because I just feel bad. I feel bad every time I do a sponsorship. Especially like if it's my last sponsor was Surfshark, and that was um that was Puss in Boots too. That was a long time ago now. I almost had Raycon the other day, but it kind of fell through. Don't join memberships. Please don't. I actually want to get rid of my memberships as well. The only reason I don't is so that way Alan can flex his little badge thing about how many months he's been subscribed to me. I already fucking hate that shit. Because it's like I don't want to make content for it because it keeps taking up a slot of my videos on people's homepages, right? Which makes me feel awful. Well, it makes me feel awful, but it's such a stupid. It's so stupid, right? Um. So I just yeah. Don't. I'm not going to get rid of it anytime soon. Don't worry. I mean, I was thinking about it a few days ago, maybe about a week or two ago, like really considering it. I was really ready. Yeah. Yeah, because I just don't feel that I provide anything towards it. So it feels wrong. It feels really wrong. Maybe I just need to relax a little bit on what feels right and wrong. Here's the third side recommendations. What do you mean by third side? Yeah. Actually, I've noticed these days they're doing a lot of playlist recommendations. I thought that was strange. They were like really they're really going hard into the playlists, and I was like, so should I just start making playlists now? Actually, things have been a little bit better since I started doing playlists as well. So, Nomsy greater than dank memes? I wouldn't say that, brother. Jesus Christ, memes are currency anyway. Oh yeah, that's what I mean. Shorts, yeah, I think about shorts occasionally. Like I have a few good ideas, but again, it's because it's like, um, a lot of people they get a bit upset if I start doing different things. People sit there and go, "Oh, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that?" Like even if I was to like do, um, I don't know, shorts could fit me well. I know how to cook some shorts. No, shorts can be monetized. It's just the monetization is absolute fucking garbage. Like I was actually doing the numbers. To make, I think it was like $70 a day, roundabout. You'd have to get like over a million views a day. And I'm just like, a million views is like a lot, It's like a lot. What do you mean you're upset that I don't have YouTube under my thumb? Yeah, I don't touch the ad thing. I just let YouTube. I let YouTube take the wheel these days because it's like, they just do it fucking anyway. Like I used to do my ads myself, right? For a little while, and then YouTube would just come in and just do it, and then they would just like throw in so many ads in between. I was like, okay, no, fuck that, no, thank you. No, because the reason why I haven't done clips from my shorts is because um, you need the context of the whole thing, and with like 3 minutes, it's really hard to get the context. If I was to do shorts, it would be like kind of like our jokes, I guess, but in a different way, in covering different things. The problem is that all of the stuff that I want to do is largely taken, well, not making fun, but yeah, kind of making fun of the Bible. Yeah, I'm not surprised. My shorts idea that I had was if Jesus was omniscient and he's like trying to convince Judas to go and betray him. Yeah, I can't use Twitch. I've tried so many times. I get so demotivated. Short views. I mean, like this is the thing. It's like, I mean, man, don't think that I'm some fucking noble realist. Like I don't like YouTube to me is straight up first and foremost a job. Like I try to keep it as authentic as I possibly can, but there is an element of like this is my job, so I do need to think about like I don't like I'm okay as long as I'm comfortable. So like I am doing it's like a middle ground between what you need to do to make money, but also what you need to do to make engaging content, but also what you need to do to not be like to not lose your integrity. Humble viewers. So yeah, it's a difficult balance actually. I think, but you know, I think I could do other things that would take me a bit higher if I really wanted to, or at least I have ideas that have like more risk, but they could have like a higher cap. And I think that I am largely hamstringing myself by always doing the perspective videos. Because it's like, after a while, people see it. Back, Carl Jacobs, he's, where's he from? Well, like the original Factoring, right? Like Carl Jacobs. Where is he from? I can't remember. I think he's from Georgia, like Newcastle. I don't want to get higher. Like I want to, no, I want to do other things. Like I'm looking into trying to do content around like other topics. So there's part of me that really wants to do conservation. So if I could find a way of doing that while also doing YouTube, that'd be great. Carl Smallwood, that Carl Jacobs is Mr. Beast's fucking guy. Oh my god. Yeah, Carl Smallwood. I fucking loved Fact Fiend back in the day. Shit, man, I used to watch that all the time. But then, you know, again, that's the point, right? You love something for a little while, but then after a while, it stops being loved. Because, like, for instance, if we take the perspective videos, there is a certain novelty that gets eroded every single time that I do one. Yeah, that's a problem. I really dislike the AI thing. I mean, I have used AI in the past, like in the Atla video, but other than that, like, that was only because I couldn't find a fucking bathtub that wasn't already fucking AI generated. But anyway, yeah, people did not like that. Yeah, so yeah, I don't want to keep repeating the same gimmick. I want to actually like talk about real stuff, or at least like stuff that's interesting. Like, I mean, I've got a video idea for right. I came to the realization that cars, cars and adolescence have the same meaning. So I have like a video idea for that I really want to do, but I think I'll finally work up the courage to do that one in January. Because that one is oof. That one could really not be. That one needs to be done really, really well. Because like it's. I would say it's like. I don't think it's necessarily controversial, but there is so many ways it could be interpreted in the wrong way, which is opposite to what I want it to be interpreted as. So I have to make sure that I iron out my arguments and iron out my point and what I'm talking about, so that way it doesn't get misinterpreted in such a drastic way that it could blow up in my face. The Pixar theory, what's that? Let me just have a look. Oh, okay. Yeah, that could work. So they're all on a timeline, but that doesn't make sense because oh no, to guess Lightyear is technically a movie within a movie, isn't it? So is it like the cars are after Wall-E or something? Yeah, I mean the vision's there. I have a lot of visions actually. Well, yeah, I have a lot of ideas, things that I really want to talk about. The other one is Malcolm in the Middle. The video for that one is what Malcolm in the Middle teaches us about suffering. Because I've been thinking about that a lot recently. Not because I'm suffering, but because I've been thinking about. But I just think, right? Okay, so I don't do anything. I sit in my pajamas and I think all day, right? That's all I do. When I write my scripts on a Monday or a Tuesday. I record them on a Wednesday or a Thursday, and then I send them to my editor. And like my scripts will take me about 10 hours to do. My recording will take me about 2 hours to do, maybe 3, at a push. And then my editor does the rest, and then I do my thumbnails on a Thursday, right? And then that's it. That's all I do. No, we don't do cogito ergo fucking nomsy. So the rest of the time, I'm just like I'm literally either watching trash or thinking. No. So no. I wouldn't say that I was a philosopher. Yeah. I mean, I would be. You know, people want to make theories about everything, don't they? People love theories. They love thinking about stuff. They like trying to join dots that probably weren't the artist's intention. Hey Ozzy, how's it going, man? Yeah. I'm gonna be fuck it. If you want me to be completely honest with you, like directly, God's honest truth, um, I don't particularly love doing YouTube. Like if I'm completely honest, it's fine, it's good, it's an outlet for creativity, and I enjoy that. Um, but I don't like being uh in front of a camera. I don't like setting my own deadlines. I don't like being like completely in control of my own life and direction most of the time. Like I don't want to think about that stuff. It's too much thought away from me thinking about other things. No, no, no. The second no, it's my granddad's, but it's also me. What does feel comfortable for me? It's a really good question. I don't know. No, I don't like being in the dark all that much. With for oh, I'm just trying to. I'm a little bit lost. Yeah, yeah. My thumbnail was an AI picture of me being like 80 years old. So that's what I'm gonna look like eventually. And do you know what's really funny? Since my editor sent me that thumbnail, but my editor's pretty young, so he's like 22, 23 or something. Since my editor sent that to me, I'm finding nothing but grey beard hairs now. Yeah, but it's not AI um in a way that it's like taking a job from another person. It's AI for just bullshit that's so stupid. It's just a stupid use case, and I think that's okay. If you could do something that you otherwise wouldn't be able to do, that's fine. Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. Um, yeah, that's the other thing. Like, I have a yeah. So like with my channel, like I get very nervous about a lot, not a lot of things. Yeah, I get nervous about a lot of things because I understand what I want to do with it. Um, so it's like, how do I describe this in a way that doesn't make me sound like a fucking asshole? So I have a lot that I disagree with in this world, right? Straight up, like I have a lot that I disagree with, because I think where we're going these days is pretty shit. So even if it's just like as simple as hmm. So yeah, I have like this little platform that I have now, right? Which is like the perspective. The things that I think about, the perspective thing is a stepping stone. This is not what I'm gonna do for the rest of my fucking life. Okay, I love doing it. It has changed my life, and I really appreciate what it has done for me. But this is like a stepping stone, and I want to do other things. Like I want to actually like have a meaningful contribution to the fucking world. Like I don't want to just be someone that's purely out for money or success or fucking status. Like I actually want to do something because it's like there is no other point. There is no fucking point. Like I just don't understand this like obsession to like be richer, to be better than your peers. I just don't get it. It doesn't make sense. I understand competition. Like I like competition. I think competition is awesome. But I don't understand why we have this like hateful competition where we're trying to like one up each other constantly for no other point than to just make them feel worse. You know what I mean? Like, it's so stupid. It's so fucking stupid. Yeah, they have. I guess they have a short vision. Oh, that's not Batman. That's Zephyr. Um, yeah, I think that's what I want to do. Like, I realize that I have like this little stepping stone, and I can do things with it. And that's what I want to do. I just need to first of all fight with my fear. Like my fear is the thing that's mostly getting in my way. That's the other problem. Yeah, I mean, you know, when I do the villains thing, it's not like I think it's a little. It's cool because it's like I don't necessarily want to try and empathize with villains, but I just want to give people a different way of thinking about something. People might just like they might see that and it's like, oh, he's just sympathizing with a villain, but it's not. It's just like I'm not trying to do that to make people feel bad or feel guilty or whatever. I mean, it's meant to be fun, right? It's meant to be just fun. But it's more often than not like trying to do like an exercise to get people to actually think about something that isn't them fucking selves for once in their life. Like how many people do you actually know that will actually actively go out of their way to try and put themselves in another person's shoes? Like, and I think that's what we miss in this world. Like, no one sits there and thinks, "What is it like for that other person?" The AI Harry Potter book? No, that sounds really funny though. Yeah, I mean, if I can get one person to do something good in this world, like if I can inspire one person, that's good. That's technically like breaking even, right? If I can inspire two people to not be complete assholes, I think that's well, that's doubling my output, so that's good. No, I don't want to be famous. Fuck me. Like I don't. Harry Potter and the portrait of what looked like a large. Okay. Yeah, I think that was also the other thing that was okay. Yeah, so they're going to the Twilight thing. Yeah, a lot of people they I saw this in the comments. Like a lot of people they didn't understand Charlie. No, they were like, yeah, but he's like possessive. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? He's like the least possessive guy that has ever lived. Like he was always letting people go. He was always like, oh, okay, you want to leave? Okay, fine. Hello, Mike. How's it going, man? They'd be nice to each other. Pyramid scheme. Maybe that's what we should do. Maybe that's what we should do. I'm not gonna sit there and like fucking, you know, like I'm not like I'm gonna be real with you again. Like I'm not a good person, right? I'm just not. Like I've done, you know, I can be an arsehole a lot of the time. Like I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm some bastion of fucking humanity and like I'm perfect or whatever. Like no fucking way. I am deeply flawed. But I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best. And the point that I have is that we need to be able to understand that we aren't fucking perfect. Like, and we are. Like, because everyone has this idea that they're just good people that bad stuff happens to. And I like the idea of like the Japanese, and it's like, I'm a bad person that's trying to be good. I'm trying to do my best and not be completely shit. So, no, I will never do a rug pull. Never in my life. Just because you're a bad guy doesn't mean you're a bad guy. I mean, I've done some things that are objectively like bad guy things to do. Like, come on, like I have, but It's just, you know, you do stuff when you're young, and you do shit that just hurts other people unnecessarily. Oh, yeah, I think I'd prefer to be a monster, not a villain. Like, if you're a villain, you're doing shit with intent, right? You're going out of your way to hurt people. Whereas if you're a monster, yeah, it might just be a monster that actually doesn't want to hurt people. You could just be like unintentionally bad. Yeah, I think that's a good way of looking at it. I'm not a heartless monster. Wreck-It Ralph reference. I was a horror teenager. Now I try to be better. And oh yeah, I'd definitely be a monster, especially with all the monster fun. Man, I was a shit fucking teenager. Oh my god, I was a terrible, terrible teenager. Yeah. Yeah, you know, Nomsy. You sound like Alan now. Yeah, I mean, well, I mean, it's hard. You should really like. I mean, you should obviously understand the stuff that you've done when you're a kid, but you should also like try and make peace with that as well. I made peace with, you know, I made peace with a lot of stuff that I've done. Um, so yeah, and a lot of it wasn't. No, I did not. I came from the depths of fucking hell, brother. I came from the. Well, actually, no, I didn't come from the depths of hell. I just came from real life. I just came from a relatively normal household. That's basically it. Yeah, it is pretty normal. Well, it's normal by modern standards. Yeah, you should try and not repeat history, but ultimately, okay, so it's like there's like a balancing act between in my okay, this is my perspective, right? There's a balancing act, like you're gonna fuck up, right? Straight up, you're gonna do stupid shit in your life, no matter what you try and do. You will never be perfect. You're gonna make a mistake. You're gonna do something that was bad, like that. That's just how it is, right? Is that a good thing? No, but if it does happen, you just need to like remember, I am fucking human. Sometimes bad things happen. Like make amends, apologize or whatever. Try and make it right, but also remember that you are still just a human. As long as you try and make it right and do like make up for what you've well maybe not make up for what you've done is also like but what I mean is like it's really complicated to explain. You should do what you need to do to make things like right, but you should also just accept the fact that sometimes you're just fucking stupid. A normal no, I mean it wasn't like a normal household. Oh my god, we're getting the fucking brain rot. Take it easy, Donassi. Take it easy. Yeah, have a good one. Yeah, I mean, I would say like normal household. Like I cut my you know my parents divorced when I was like 8 years old. So that left me with my dad. No, that left me with my mum. Left me with my dad. I hated my dad for a very long time. Right, straight up, I was just like, what a fucking asshole. I think when I was about 20, my dad turns around and says to me, "Look, son, I didn't want to be with your mother, and I couldn't take you into my house with me because of my partner. Like, he married a different woman, and he's like, yeah, she didn't want you around, so I couldn't have you in the house." And I was just like, all right, fair enough. Oh god, you guys are all going on the 7-8 thing. So yeah, like I mean, it's nothing, man. No, that's reasonably nothing. You get pretty used to it. Like fucking, I don't know. Like I was a strange child, so I just got bullied relentlessly, and I got bullied by my stepdad as well. So it's like just yeah, it was a lot. It was just a lot of getting bullied, to be honest with you. Yeah. So it's like I like the idea of everyone being like a maybe I should rename my Discord to Nomsy's box of broken toys because then I can get all of the people that feel rejected by society. No, I mean not rejected, but you know what I mean. Like the people that feel like disenfranchised and upset. But I definitely think like if you're disenfranchised and you feel that life is really shit, going down like the Andrew Tate pipeline is just not the one. No way. Oh my god. Yeah. So maybe that's what I want to do. I want to create a anti Andrew Tate pipeline. I think that'd be fun. Take it easy, mate. Have a good one. Do you mean Fallout the band or Fallout the game? Yeah, exactly. Safe place, not a toxic one. I think like for me as well, like the idea of like being able to open up and just chat. Josh Strife Hayes? No, I don't think so. Okay, take it easy, Ozzy. Have a good one, man. Okay, the game, yeah. I've never played Fallout, to be honest with you. I think Josh Strife Hayes has something that I don't. He's like a different. He's like a different thing, isn't he? I don't know what I am. I'm just a guy. I'm literally just a guy that fucking made a video about arcade, and now I'm no, actually no. I mean, it was a TFT before that, but yeah, yeah. Because like Josh Strife Hayes is a lot more like literal, whereas a lot of my ideas come from like metaphysics, mostly. Hey, is it Slaith the Space Marine? Thank you, man. Um, yeah, I think the POV yeah, the POV has changed my life. Here we are because of this. Josh is an actor. Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. Imagine being an actor. That would be crazy. I don't even know how to. Yeah, well, that's good. You find enjoyment from seeing other people's perspectives. I think that's important in our lives to actually like try and see. There's not enough of that these days. There is not enough. Bring back the long hair. Um, one day. I mean, it's coming, but I don't think I'll ever go long again. I think I'm happy with yeah. I mean, this length is nice. I like this length. Yeah, could you imagine if I ever became an actor and then I did my own perspective video on that video? Oh yeah, that's because they don't want to. I will never dye my hair. I can imagine acting's a fun role. Yeah. But like, it's funny because everyone's like, "I like your new haircut," and it's like, no, my hair's not cut; it's just grown. Oh my god, that's funny to me. I won't ever dye my hair. Um, I also can't have piercings, and I can't have any. Well, I'll never wear jewelry. Never ever will I wear jewelry, in general, ever. My very Nomsy's channel from your perspective. I mean, that's basically what I've been like, like doing my stream titles. What is one character I'll never do? I think it's more over the a lot of the time when I'm thinking about characters to do, I have to actually genuinely think about the economics of the situation. So the answer to that question will probably be like one that doesn't actually like one that's probably a little bit too niche that I don't want. I'm gonna just move that here so I look like I'm talking to the camera a little bit more. One that's maybe a little bit too niche that it could actually be too successful. Because after like having a string of bad videos, like Plankton was a bad one. You get a little bit not anxious, but it's like it's it's a concern because like I have an editor now, and if a video doesn't do so well, then I get anxious about like all of the money that I have to then pay my editor. Because I want him to have a a decent salary as well, right? Because he's doing like a lot of the work. No, Plankton didn't do well. It's alright though. It happens. I think it may be like because it's the movie and not the series. Yeah, so basically, because I live in Brazil, YouTube. Yeah, actually, it's really funny. Actually, YouTube was like kind of like a last-ditch attempt at me surviving in Brazil, which is so funny. So I was in Brazil for about 8 months, and I was working on the channel. I was doing like TFT beforehand, and like before that, I had like 8 months where I didn't work. Actually, I know I had like way longer than 8 months. I think it was well over a year, because I was also traveling as well at the time. I went through Ecuador and Colombia. So like I came to Brazil, I didn't have much money left, and it was just like saving. I was trying to get a job as an English teacher, and then like I never thought I'd ever have a YouTube like channel ever, like ever. It was not even remotely close to my expectation. Yeah, I mean, I think if it wasn't as successful as it has been, I don't think it would have been a good idea. But yeah, because I live in Brazil, I don't need that much money, right? If I was in America, I wouldn't be able to do it full time, straight up. I think if I was in England, I wouldn't be able to do it full time either. Just impossible. But being in Brazil, like the average salary in Brazil is like not even $1,000. I am from England, but I live in Brazil. So, be like having like a like if, as long as I'm like over like $1,000 or $2,000, I'm okay. I don't need any more than that. So, as long as I can buy my stuff, and I don't care. I have no privacy anyway, brother. All of my fucking details are on YouTube, regardless of the situation. Yeah. Brazil has like a little bit of a pickpocketing problem. So you don't walk around with your phone in your hand. You can't be. I mean, like if you go to certain parts of America, it's like that. But it's a lot more prevalent in Brazil. But where I live, it's not that bad. But if you go to like São Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, or some of the other bigger cities, it's pretty spicy. I mean, even around here, I'll see people, with their bikes. Yeah, I mean, like, come on, this thing, it has everything that you're doing. Like the reality of the situation is, it doesn't matter what you do; they've got all of it. And I'm not saying that you should like be defeatist about the situation, but what I'm saying is like you just got to be realistic. I mean, I live in Santos, so it's just a little bit south of São Paulo. If you know Pele, you might know Pele. It's where he's from. So yeah, I did actually have the. I was actually showing people Santos before. Mm-hmm. Oh, hello. Oh. Or whatever, I'll just show it like this. So yeah, it looks like this. It's a nice little beach city. And then like nearby we have Guarujá, which I have forgotten how to spell. So nearby is this. So when I'm sitting there saying in my, oh, this is oh no, that's not Kibarima. Yeah, so this is Guadalajara. This is like next door, pretty much. It's like I take a ferry for like 5 minutes and I'm here. It is a, it is a beautiful, beautiful part. It's just a beautiful place to live, honestly. The only problem is that I have here is the fact that there's always people screaming in the background about selling what's it called, ammonia, tapioca. It's always. I think going off grid is fine. It's just not realistic. My zodiac sign is Capricorn. I'm not a big fan of astrology, to be honest with you, brother. It's I just don't like. It's not to sit there and say like I have a spiritual side to me. Hey man, how's it going? Yeah, that's good. I'm glad that you like to put me in for like kind of like second content, like second monitor content. That's good. As long as people are just enjoying it, that's what matters. Because that's what I do. I'll listen to YouTube all day when I'm doing the dishes or whatever. I think it's nice. If I'm hitting that, I'm happy. But going back to the off-grid thing, I think there's an argument to be made. I think we should learn how to be self-sufficient. I think we should learn how to be off-grid, like because you know what happens if the worst does happen. People have no idea what they're gonna fucking do. Oh, okay. Did you not do shift enter? Man, oh, it gets me every time. Not hitting the shift enter. See, what you should really do is you should watch the videos while you're having a shit. That's what the videos are designed for. It's that when you're having a shit, it's an extra long one, and you're just looking at your phone while you're trying to squeeze one out. And that's the target activity on the side. You know. Yeah, I keep looking at like sustainable agriculture. Actually, what some of my friends they live in Thailand right now, and they're doing a lot of agricultural work. Like not agriculture, but they're doing sustainable living. If I was accused of a crime, well, probably consumption of some form of narcotic. Not so much these days, but definitely in the past. So, yeah. I don't really do crime. I'll be fucked. I'm too lazy. Also, a bit too nervous about it as well. Maybe piracy. And I mean like the literal sense. I'll get a boat, and then I would sail off, and they'll go and steal people's like stuff from their ships. I'd love to do that. It'd be so much fun. Oh, you mean yeah, going up no phone, no GPS. I mean, yeah, I think that's one way of looking at off-grid. I think for me, off-grid is like detaching yourself from the overarching society. So like having like a house that has like sustainable utilities. I think that's the secret of Monkey Island from LeChuck's perspective. I don't even know what the secret of Monkey Island is. The demonstrable irony of all of this is that I'm not a movie buff. I have no fucking idea half the movies that exist. So, yeah. What's my... I don't have one. I have a CPF in Brazil. That one I can tell you. I'm Nev. Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah, it could. I don't know if I'll ever do games. I always sat there and thought, oh, that would be lovely. But, like, I think I would get bored. And very lonely. Oh, that's alright, man. We'll try and piece things together as we're going. No worries. If I ever look like I'm struggling, just give me further context. That way it's a little bit easier. Yeah, I used to want to. I am a hermit. Oh, the Warcraft movie. The Warcraft movie is called Down. It would be interesting. I really like the Warcraft movie. I might be the only. Like, I think it was a good one. Oh, okay. But yeah, no, I am. My father calls me a fucking hermit. Oh yeah, yeah. It's bad, man. Princess Bride from Hill. I don't even know how to pronounce that. So how the fuck am I gonna do a movie about it? Oh, a video about it. Come on, I have no idea. Hey, Takari, how's it going, mate? No, Medieval would go down, didn't they? I think the problem with the Warcraft movie is that they went for Gul'dan. And that's the problem, right? A lot of like the Warcraft lore works like as an instance of itself. So if they were to do Arthas, like straight up, like they really cooked the goose, not doing Arthas. Like Arthas would have been so unbelievably good. All right, man, take it easy. Yeah, I should be going for a little while at least, maybe at least like a few more hours. Might have to change what we're doing a little bit later on. Maybe do some gaming or something. Wait, have you been here the whole time, Takaru? What? Oh my god, I saw POV the algorithm and I thought that was Alan. I really thought that was Alan. My brain. Okay. Interesting. Sorry, Takaru. I think like when I see the green, I don't read it. I just see that as yeah, I don't read it that much. I don't know why. Oh god. You're trying to uncover some World of Warcraft lore that I have deep in the recesses of my hollow skull. What have you made a perspective video that's made you reflect on your perspective? I mean, pretty much all of them changed my perspective in some way or some shape or form. Yeah, exactly. The point of view from the algorithm sounds like an Alan comment. That's what I'm saying. Um, so so basically, Medivh brought in the Burning Legion, and if I'm not mistaken, the Burning Legion is the Titan. What's his fucking name? The big bad Titan that's separated from the other Titans. The one that left the fucking sword in the center of the planet all the time in the future. In the thing. Favorite genre of movies? Oh, I don't know. I don't really have favorites. Sargeras, that's the one. Yeah, thank you, man. Yeah, I try. I get so stuck into WoW for player though. That's the problem. Um, actually, no, I don't though. I get bored. One of the beautiful things about like having ADHD is like sometimes you get really into things and sometimes you just don't, and you don't really pick or choose which things you get really into. It just comes and goes, and then you're, oh okay, yeah, that's fine. So World of Warcraft was, I mean, when I played WoW, I think actually the things that I enjoyed the most doing was just running around the world, and that's just back when I was a kid. I remember when I was a kid, like I was maybe 13, right? And I was at my dad's house. I remember this so clearly. I ran the Deep Run tram for no fucking reason. I mean, like I literally just ran the whole tram. It took me like 3 hours or something, or some crazy amount of time. It took me so long that my dad came down. He got so upset with me for still being online, still being on my computer at 2 o'clock in the morning, that he blocked me from being able to use my computer. Like he put a parental lock on it. Games, I have thought about it, but I think games is just too much of a time investment, and it's just like I'm lazy, man. If I'm going to put time investment into anything, I'm going to put it into things that I want to push my channel into doing this other than this. Because like eventually, like the novelty of the perspectives is going to wear off. Yeah, don't worry. The Emperor Palpatine's coming next month. you saying have a good afternoon because you're leaving, or are you having a good afternoon, Mr. Pretzel? You were unaware leak happened? Yeah. Oh man. 04. Yeah, I mean, I never really got into the whole grinding gold thing. I struggled because I just don't have the patience for it. Are women worth dating? Yes, absolutely they are. Could be complicated at time, but relationships are not fucking easy, are they? Jesus. The real question you should be asking yourself is, am I worth dating? And I don't mean me. I mean like, are you worth dating? I don't mean like in terms of like what financial contributions you provide to the relationship. I'm talking about like, are you a good person? Are you kind? Are you decent? Are you boring? Do you know how to actually like engage with other people that's actually meaningful? Or like that's the like if you don't know how to engage with someone in a meaningful way, then you're going to struggle in a relationship straight up. No, because women, they need to be, they like to have meaningful, they'd like to feel meaningful like we do. Yeah, that's true. I do look at the pitch meeting and think of that could be like the case, but I also just think that it's becoming a crutch. It's keeping me closed. It's like not letting. I feel like I can't shake free of it, and I want to like broaden my horizons a little bit. But yeah, I think the idea of like, and don't get me wrong, like I understand there's a lot of like problems in the world, and there's a lot of like um, women versus men mentality, and a lot of men are like really antithetical to women these days. But it's just the fact that everyone just fucking hates each other. That's it. Everyone just fucking hates each other all day, every day, and I don't understand it. No one has any self awareness. So pitch meeting kind of did its own, did kind of succeed. I think also pitch meeting had the benefit of having a face. If I was given $1 trillion, I'd probably burn it. To be honest with you, it's just it's like an obscene amount of money. I'd burn the fucking thing, and then I'd probably keep like 1 billion, and then use that to buy up fucking nature reserves around the planet. I think I'd do more good burning $1 trillion than actually using it, and then I'd buy up nature reserves, and then I'd like make sure that fucking animals had a place to live that weren't being destroyed. So maybe I'd have like 1 billion to buy it, and then 1 billion to like keep it maintained in perpetuity until the point that I died, and then also be able to like support myself to maintain that. So yeah, that's probably what I'd do with all of that. Oh yeah, the honest trailers as well. I think it's also like the same thing as Cinema Sins. It just yeah. I have no fucking idea, to be honest with you, brother. I really have no idea. Because it's TV. I have no idea. I thought the Acolyte was was that movie with Ralph Fiennes in it. Oh, the Acolyte, the fucking oh right, the Star Wars TV show. I never watched it. Honestly, since Star Wars Episode 8, I have not watched another piece of Star Wars media except for maybe The Mandalorian. And even then, that was a bit of a stretch. And that's not to sit there and say like I'm against like, the Acolyte or whatever. I don't particularly give a shit. Um, I just, I just found that I didn't like how they did 7, 8, and 9. Purely because it's meant to be like the story of like Luke and Anakin. It's like their story. And then you change the fucking protagonist on the last third of the fucking series. And then you just do the same beat for beat process of the last like 6 movies. In 3 movies. I haven't even seen episode 9, to be honest with you. I'm scared for Palpatine. Because I don't want to watch episode 9. It's not to sit there and say I have anything against like the character of Rey. It's just unnecessary. Like Star Wars 7, 8, and 9 were unnecessary to be a continuation of the Skywalkers. It could have been its own independent thing. Like it could have been just a different subset, like they've done with everything else. It would have been fine. It probably would have been enjoyable. But it's like you take the legacy of those other characters that I fell in love with, and then you make Luke into a fucking idiot. No, I won't be doing ASMR. Yeah, that's well. I don't really have a problem with Mary Sue characters necessarily. I think if they're done right, it's fine. So it's not that I have that mindset. I think the argument of a Mary Sue is stupid. I think that's a crutch that a lot of people go to just to bash on movies, just because they think it's like a way of like justifying their critique of it. But I will say that I just think that it was just unnecessary. It just reeks of a cash grab. That's my problem with it. It reeks of a cash grab, and that's it. It's just I want to make money. This product makes billions, so let's make a cash grab. And then they shoehorn in as much bullshit as they possibly can to make it appealing. And I just disagree with that. I think that's a fundamentally bad practice for a company to have. So I mean, I don't think that's necessarily the case. When we think about Luke, he only actually had like maybe like one episode of of him actually like training, right? His training was very condensed, and he also was kind of like a Mary Sue himself, because he picked up the Force very quickly. But the difference between Luke and Rey is the fact that Luke felt like a real character. Exactly. No one likes when the main character's perfect and has 0 challenges. And that's what they, if you take the most previous Superman, right? I think they did a good job. I think they humanized Superman to the point like he almost comes off as like a petty teenager, and I'm there for that. I think that's amazing. He's dealing with his ego. He's dealing with the consequences of being like this super powerful alien and also being like a person. Like, I think that's cool. I think that's a really good way to take it. I don't think Cavill would have suited that vision. I think Cavill's great for a broody, serious, like to the point Superman, but for like a boyish, coming of age Superman, like you need something else. And I think the current Superman is good for that. So yeah, I mean, I love Henry Cavill's Superman too, but it's just different things. Yeah, he did. Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I'm inclined to agree with you. I'm inclined, but I wouldn't sit there and say that's true. I think each of the Spider-Man have their own unique twist and their own strengths. I would say that I have more nostalgia for Tobey Maguire's, and I think it's much more interesting and fun to watch the old Spider-Mans because they're just so. I like Raimi's Vision. They're a lot more campy and fun. Do I have a favorite philosopher? Probably Diogenes. It probably always will be Diogenes because I just think he's amazing. Yeah, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man was cool. I think it was maybe he could have dialed down being a dick, but yeah, Yeah, I think that's also the point. Is like Henry Cavill will always do a really good job because he's really passionate about whatever he does. Um, yeah, and Snyder, he had his own vision. He had like his idea of what he wanted. Um, so it just it's just how it is, isn't it? I think. Oh, sorry, I just made it so the thing has a thing. Cavill's Superman's foil Lex Luthor wasn't found the actor in the role. I like the actor, but not him as Lex Luthor. Wait, where the fuck did that just come from? Wait, what? That was that was interesting. Behold, no, it's Behold my brother. Oh, is it Behold? Is it Behold a man? But either way, um, but no, I just like the story of him being there, seeing a kid with a bowl, like drinking water with his hands, and he's got his bowl, and he just goes, "Well, I don't fucking need my bowl anymore, do I?" I think that's just a good way of looking at things. Um, but I also think there's a good way of looking at things in the sense of like his attitude towards what happiness is and what sadness is, and that these things exist in contrast. Yeah, that's the point. Lex Luthor is meant to be insanely intelligent, but he's also meant to be insanely petty. And I think that's why James Gunn's Lex Luthor is good, because he is smart, but he's also held back because he's petty. And that's the point. It's like you humanize him, so that way he's not completely fucking boring. And then Superman is also a TV show that I'm watching at the moment. No, not really. The TV shows that last TV show that I watched was Peacemaker. That was fun. That was a good TV show. But I mostly just watch stuff for my channel these days. Oh, actually, no. Me and my partner we're watching a Brazilian show about this girl that got arrested in the 2000s after she murdered her parents. So yeah, it's actually a really interesting show, to be honest with you. Really, really interesting. Oh, I just know Spooderman, to be honest. Well, okay, I'm getting confused by. Yeah, I have 3 cats. It's midway into the universe too. It's the interesting concepts we need. Wait, what are we talking about here, Alan? We're talking about the pocket dimension. There's too many green names. I need to change this so I don't get confused by everyone having green names, and because it's easier for me to read the right with the white names. Maybe I could just watch this. Maybe you guys have different different color names there, and it's easier. Just a guy. I've been saying that all night, right? Yeah. So I got. Oh, okay. Tete, venka. Venka, Tete, venka. Oi, filha. Venka. Come here. Yeah, that's basically it. I want to get rid of the membership so I can read names again. So this is Tate. She's yeah, Taka is blue, but I don't see the blue on my YouTube chat. Do I miss my long hair? Nah, not really. I can't bring myself to go and get it cut again. My girlfriend doesn't like that. But I like it sort of long, but I don't like it too long. Like right now it's okay, but the problem is that it gets a little bit greasy and my girlfriend doesn't like that. She gets upset if my hair's a bit greasy. She has a strong regimen for cleanliness, you know? How would I pay my editor without the pay? I mean, the memberships don't make that much of a dent. I think in total, my memberships is maybe like $100 a month. So, my memberships pay for like one video. Yeah. I mean, like, I pay my my editor. It depends how many views the video makes. If the video does really well, then I'll pay him more. So, yeah. So it ends up working like being an average of like almost $300 per video. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't mind having a pocket dimension that I could lock up my enemies and the people that spoke out against me. No, I'm kidding. I think having conflict is good. I think having criticism is good too. It's hard though sometimes. It's hard to like, you know, when you get like a negative comment. Like I get negative comments all the time, right? It's hard sometimes. It's like, oof, that one sucks. I actually had some guy write like a full 2-page essay about how I'm terrible. That one was tough. But it's good because you know, after you digest it and you can kind of like see where they're coming from. It's good to see where you're at, like to see if what you're doing is actually terrible or not. Because it's like, you know, no, I'll never do a cool video intro animation, brother. Absolutely not. That's never gonna happen. I think it's not. I think it's not good. It detracts rather than adds. And I'm lazy. I'm like the laziest human being that's probably ever lived. Ooh, Shadow Realm. I think. Because there's always a chance that I'll get summoned again, right? And I'm technically dead for that time, whereas if I go into Lex Luthor's pocket dimension, I'm wearing deodorant right now. Kinda have to in Brazil, man, it's hot. You're the worst at giving us a bad time? That is true. Well, no, I disagree with that. I mean, like, I don't particularly feel like... I don't know. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, I wanted to play games, but everyone's just asking questions and... Conspiracy theories? Depends how you define it. I have theories, and I have conspiracies. So, my personal one that I think about occasionally is... an intro in this retention economy. That's true, brother. Oh my god! Every time you add like a small bit of friction, people click off. By the way, my personal conspiracy theory is the fact that the reason why we're not allowed to take like liquids into the airport is because they used the bomb scare to prevent us from taking liquids, so we spend more money in the airport lounge. Hey Jordan, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed my videos. So, yeah, that's my conspiracy theory. It's kind of boring, but there's other ones that I think about. Rain in a jar? That one's boring. It's too... I mean, but if we're going to talk about, like, metaphysics, like, there's a difference between conspiracy theory and metaphysics, right? If we're going to talk about metaphysical concepts, then yeah, I've got, like, a million. No, I know the bomb scare is real, but what I mean is they use the bomb scare to leverage that, so that way we spend more money in the airport lounge. Because they probably could have just like gotten like they're not worried about it after a while. Any old ancient myths? All of them, none of them, some of them. You know, I know where they come. I know where a lot of them come from. I've seen, like, I've seen where they come from. No, I did not want to do content creation. I did not want to do content creation at all. At all. No way. But here I am. Yeah, I'm not surprised the FBI created the term conspiracy theorist. It makes sense as well. But then the FBI and the CIA are always doing crazy shit. Yeah. They say I believe that the AI thing is also like a social experiment. No, I did not watch War of the World. I saw enough videos immediately that I just like, that seems horrible. I don't know. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. I mean, technically, like your Wi-Fi signal is just a a tone, right? So if you can figure out a way to like manipulate the tone, it makes a lot of sense. But if we're gonna talk about walking around, like you've got fucking this, haven't you? This is with you all day, every day. Like it doesn't matter if you, yeah. Yeah. There is a. I mean, it's a horrifying thought, isn't it? But then it just doesn't. I mean, it should be something we shouldn't be concerned about. But realistically, I can't really do anything about it. No, I will not do an OnlyFans. One, I'm a guy, right? So the potential earnings are just not enough. Like I need to make a lot of money to justify me doing that. Like if I was to do an OnlyFans, it'd have to be in the regions of millions, like millions and millions, just so that way I could buy land for nature to offset that. Like I have no qualms about selling myself out as long as I do something useful with it. Like I will happily give a lot to do something good, even if that means I have to do something that's either dubious or bad. I mean, except for like actual fucking crime, right? But you know what I mean. So I was thinking about this the other day because it's like you see like some people they get offered these really big gambling deals, and like I hate gambling. I think gambling's a fucking terrible thing. Yeah, I know jobs would be. But if I was offered like 100 million, I could buy land, and I could like keep people, I could keep animals safe. Actually, she said she was alright with it. She said you should do it, and I was like, no. Thank you, Jordan. Yeah. No, she said she was alright with it, but I don't want to do it. Not my thing. I have no need for money. Like, what am I gonna do with it? Buy a newer computer? Woo. Go to another country? I've already been to loads of them. Oh, my, Oh, I need to send my editor something real quick. So just give me a second. Yeah, I'm still here, but I've got to send. 1 second. Clip what? Oh, take it easy, Tekra. Have a good one. How can we? I fucking don't know, brother. I have no fucking idea how we can solve the housing crisis. Just not. I am not an economist. No, I'm just not an economist. I have no idea how to fix societal problems. All I do is think about metaphysics. I'm sorry, I'm just not that way inclined. But in terms of metaphysics, like I love that stuff. But yeah. Oh no, I did the make a copy rather than share. So I'm sending my script to my editor, so he knows what he's doing for his job. I mean, you know, my partner's good. Like she has a good head. She has a good heart as well. She knows what she. There's some things we disagree on, but that's just how it is sometimes. Yeah, well, that's the point. It's like there's a difference between solving the housing crisis and not solving the housing crisis. If you really wanted to solve it, like not easily, but like realistically, you would just like build affordable, high density buildings. No one in America wants that. Oh, I wouldn't want to do transhumanism. Cool. But then, if you were to transform your consciousness into a robot, how would you know that you're actually not? How would you know that your consciousness is going in to go into that, and that you're not going to actually die and just have a copy of your consciousness? What can we do? Wait, so wait. I've got. Did I study anything in college? Yeah, I studied computer science. Um, what can we do to feel for you to feel more loved? More loved, my thesis community you've spawned from a perspective. I mean, you know, I wouldn't say that we need to, you know, I don't know. I don't understand the question, to be honest with you. I don't sit there and think about humanity, lack of humanity, or anything like that. Like, it's just not how I operate. Will Blizzard go under? Would be nice. Yeah, exactly. It's the cloning issue. Yeah, exactly. No one wants high density apartments to be built because they're not aesthetic. Dog spotted? What? What do you mean? No, maybe there's a barking outside. Yeah. So a lot of people I don't receive fan mail. I mean, I get the occasional people asking if they want to write if they can write scripts for me, but I don't get fan mail. I mean, sometimes I get someone will be like, "Hey, I like your videos," and that's about it. Nothing, nothing more than that, to be honest with you. Any favorite books? Oh wait, if you could be one high fantasy race, which one would you be? I wouldn't want to be high fantasy. How far are we going with this one? Like, I don't know. Maybe an elf? No, because like, not because of anything, but just like the longevity means I have more time to think about stuff. Any favorite books? I don't read as much as I used to. I think I used to do. Oh, hey, Day Day. I used to like a lot of history books, like fictional history. I think I like those. Like that one time you wrote a Cavill. Yeah, yeah. How much will I sell bathwater for? Realistically, how much should it cost? I don't know. It's a commodity, isn't it? So technically, the price is how much people are willing to pay for it. So you start high and you lower the price until the people actually start buying it. So that if I were to sell bathwater, that's what I would do. But I'm not going to because I don't want to sell bathwater because that's just freaky. Yeah, no. I mean, I have no qualms about people that do OnlyFans for a living. Like, I just don't. If people want to do that, more power to them. It's just not for me. I don't. I don't really want. It's just like It's not like I have like any like noble or romantic notions of like sex or anything. It's just that I don't really want to fucking take pictures of myself naked. Like I just don't. Not something I'm interested in doing. A lot of it is just about how interested. Yeah, it's cat. It's just a lot of it is like how interested am I in actually doing the thing. I would disagree with that entirely, but yeah. Hey Louise, how's it going, mate? This is the editor, by the way. You probably shouldn't throw out the K's in the stream, brother, because they're not going to understand what the fuck you're talking about, and they're going to think you're being racist or something. The most unhealthy thing. Oh fucking hell, man! I mean, I eat unhealthy things all the time. What is the most unhealthy thing that I've ever eaten? I don't know. OnlyFans doesn't have to be nude pics. It's basically marketing how well you can talk to lonely guys. Yeah, but I don't want to talk to lonely guys either, brother. Like, not in that way. Like, I don't mind talking to people that are lonely, but I don't. I don't want to like have like a sexually motivated area to talk to guys. So yeah, I go to the gym like a couple times a week, and then I have skates. And I have a skateboard as well, so I do a little bit of that and a little bit of this. And actually, I was sorting it out today. Get the to get the frames all sorted, so I can actually go to the skate park and do it like properly, and I don't have to just go around and do like it's not just running around; it's actually going and doing actual things. And I have, but it's been a long time since I did this, so. I can't do a flip, brother. Would I shoot guns? I mean, like, if I'm in a range, I'd shoot a gun, but I probably wouldn't shoot somebody. I don't think I have the physical capacity to actually hurt another human being, to be honest with you. Not, like, physically. I mean, of course I have the capacity to hurt someone emotionally if I need to. Like, if I need to, you know, break up with someone, I have to hurt someone. But to, like, physically cause harm to such a degree that I could potentially kill someone, I don't think I'd do. I don't think I could do that. Even if it was life or death. I just don't think I just don't think I have that capacity. I'm just saying it's more just the nude pics things. It's basically the same people rent girlfriends or rent games dual queue partners. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, nah. That's just not for me, brother. Like, even just doing a stream takes me like fucking an hour of mental preparation, you know? Yeah, when I was young. I had lots of fights when I was a kid. But these days I just can't. Hey, thank you, Julian. I mean, I wouldn't sit there and say that this should be uplifting. It's just an honest chat, isn't it? So, yeah. No, when I was a kid, I nearly got expelled for fighting because I was always fighting. As I got older, I just don't. I don't know. I couldn't do a backflip either. I tried to do a side flip once. I used to skate with this guy. Actually, I messaged him the other day. He was really good. He was so good. But when we used to skate together, he would always push me to do shit. Yeah, he had a really good energy about him. He has 2 kids now. My favorite YouTuber. It depends on the context. Like I don't. It's hard to. It's hard to say. Because like a lot of YouTubers have like things that I really like about them and things that I just don't. Oh, okay. Maybe you should add a 6 on the end of that, so that way people know that you're saying Battlefield. Weed legalization? I mean, it's the same mechanism as alcohol, isn't it? It's just it's basically for me it's the same as alcohol. Like I think um, weed can be just as destructive as alcohol can be. It's just up to the individual to know the circumstances and situations that are appropriate for what you're doing. Um, I personally think that all drugs should be legalized, and all drugs should be done in like either control, like because that way you can actually control things, and you can regulate and everything. I think when it's with it, having like illegal drugs just lead to like cartels all the time. So I mean, I wouldn't mind giving my organs and then being a tree. I'd like to be a tree, or chopped up and put into the sea. That would be pretty cool too. I like the idea more of a tree. I think a tree was sick, actually. I wouldn't want to be a diamond. I think that's wrong. No, especially as the diamonds, you're essentially being burnt, right? So you're essentially putting like um, CO2 into the atmosphere and everything. Definitely would be taxidermy. And cremation again, it's the same. It's the same problem. So I think with a tree, you get like the most amount of like utility out of your corpse. So I think making my corpse into something useful is only a good thing. Whereas if you cremate yourself, you actually just like of really small, right? But you are still technically contributing to fucking emissions. Do I think I could beat Lord Farquaad in a fight? Probably not. Which Shrek character would I be? I don't know, donkey probably. What's the biggest animal I couldn't? Um, I wouldn't be able to physically harm an animal. If I had to like put it into, I don't know. It depends, right? Some animals are fucking small, but they're ferocious. Like I wouldn't want to fight a wolverine. That shit would fuck me up. Um, I don't know. Because like if you go too small, they actually get an advantage because they can just claw at your eyes, right? So if you gotta like you gotta choose something like this, like small but not too small, but also not too big. Because too small you can't deal with, and too big will overpower you. So like I guess like I'd have to choose something that's like an equivalent. No, 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 no. I couldn't go with equivalent weight. I'll get fucking mauled. Maybe a rabbit. I could probably be a rabbit in a fight. That's about as far as I could go. I don't think I could. I think people. Okay, if you think about it, right? If you're trying to fucking look at a rat, brother. Now imagine a rat jumps onto your body and is running around you and biting you as you're trying to grab it. Think about that for a second. It's running all over your body trying to bite you, and you're just trying to get that shit off. It's running all up and down your clothes. What I mean by too small. Alright, cheers, Julian. Have a good one, mate. No, I don't wish to be me, brother. That's not how this works. It's not how it works. Wish to be you, but a good version of you. Got it. So yeah, like if you're a rat, rats do carry diseases as well. I mean, it's not so much about the diseases. Even if it doesn't have a disease, it's gonna like it could easily fuck you up. Like you gotta think, like if you get into a fight with a squirrel, like a squirrel could take out your eye. Tom and Jerry, from Tom's perspective, maybe one day. Maybe not though. It's not. I wish for a million wishes, a million me to refrain from war. Oh no. What's the most ridiculous thing that you honestly hate but most people are ambivalent towards? Oh, there's a few things actually. Let me think. There's a few things. There, this. It's love in Japanese. I'm trying to think. What do I really fucking hate? Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, I got. Oh, what do you mean we can't fight any species? We can fight lots of species. But we just need tools. But in a fist fight, it's a lot more difficult. I think the thing that I really dislike the most is legitimately. This is gonna sound very cringe, by the way, but I'm sorry. Like, but it is like the only thing that I can think about that other people are ambivalent towards, or people don't really care about, or people actually like, right? And that is the pursuit of social status for the sake of social status. I think that just annoys me. Like, you're not doing it with the intent of getting power. You're not doing it with the intent of getting money. You're doing it with the intent of trying to be better than other people. Like, when you're doing something with the intent of just trying to be better than another human being, then you are frankly just an asshole. And I don't mean like in terms of like competition to like have a competition and you win like a fucking like a fucking sport, like, you know, like a match or something. What I mean is like you want to feel that you are superior to another human being, and you want to feel that you are superior. Like you then other people will admire and respect you because you are superior to them. That when you're pursuing that feeling of superiority, that's when I get really annoyed, like unnecessarily angry about it. To be honest with you. Like, again, like if you're doing it for money, I get it. If you're doing it for power, yeah, okay, fine. I guess it's understandable. But like pure social status, just to feel superior to another human being, I wouldn't want to be like me, brother. Shrek 5. Well, we'll see when it comes out. I can't really comment on a trailer, can I? It's I don't. I think commenting on a trailer is a bit disingenuous. Because I don't think it tells the full story, but I'm scared. Like, I'm hesitant. I would say that I'm not happy they've done it, but I've been wrong before, and I'll be wrong again. I just hope I'm wrong this time. I hope they do a good job. That's all I can really say. Because I like Shrek. I think Shrek's a great concept. And it is nice for them to give it one more go. I'm more scared about Scrubs, though. Ooh, favorite place for you? Why is that? Ever been? Thoughts on Shrek 6? Well, I'll let you know when it comes out. I just spilt my coffee everywhere. Most amazing view I've ever been. Oh, that's a difficult. I've been to a few good places. I've been to a lot of good places, actually. Would you ever live in an RV? Yeah, I could do that. Very comfortably, actually. Like, very comfortably. I was actually looking into, like, solar panels and RV ownership and stuff. Because I think it would be nice. Actually, I'd prefer to live in a boat, though. If I was to do something like that, it'd be a boat. It'd always be a boat. I think if it's Prince of Egypt too, it'd be the Syrian Empire, but anyway. I've been homeless before, so yes. It would just be normal. Just another day. I mean, I'd be upset, sure, but like, there's nothing I can do about it. So, no point getting mentally upset. I just have to just deal with the situation, like I did last time. So, favorite place that I've been to, favorite view. Oh, hey man. I will never do anime because I'm inspired because of the guy that's in my 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 comment, like my description. So I just don't want to cannibalize his viewership. So I will never do anime. But in games, maybe in the future, I don't know. We'll see. I'm very lazy though. No, I don't fish because I would fish to eat, but I would never fish for fun. I would never subject another animal to moments of torture just so I can feel satisfaction with myself. I'm just not about that life. Some people can find enjoyment out of that, more power to them, but for me, I just feel a bit too guilty. I couldn't. Yeah, I think the Scrubs interns thing will be supporting characters. I hope that's the case. I hope it's like almost like the last couple of seasons where it's like Keith. No, I don't mean the last season. I mean like the one with like Keith and all the other interns and everything. My view. I'm still thinking about my view that I've been to. That was really beautiful. I mean, hmm. There's a lot of places that I went to in New Zealand that were pretty cool. There's a lot of places I went to in Australia that were pretty. I just really want to think about the view. I can't even think about. Maybe if I. I mean, eating food out of like trash cans is probably the easiest. To be honest with you, brother. Like, you just got to be clever because now they don't let you easily access bins. So, but panhandling is. I never really panhandled. But I managed to find ways of getting people to help me. I just cannot pick my favorite view. Ah, you know what? I know what my favorite view was. Actually. I didn't see my dad for like nearly 10 years, right? And so like the first like when I finally saw him again and was sitting out on his deck and I'm just looking at his house with him. That was probably the best view. Just thinking about that actually just legitimately makes me cry a little bit. Yeah, I think learning to grow your own food is a pretty good strategy. And it's cheaper as well. And like if you know where it's come from, the only problem is like learning how to grow food that's actually like what's it called? A decent size. Because like half the time when you grow your own food, it comes out so fucking small. Yeah. So actually, when I took San Pedro, I did like this whole sweat lodge thing. Um, so I went to Ecuador and I did like this whole like um, essentially a psychedelic retreat, right? And we did this sweat lodge, and it was ayahuasca and San Pedro. Um, and I learned like the value and like what begging means and what it represents, and praying. It was a really powerful moment. Would you legalize? No, I would not legalize human taxidermy. That's just wow. If you've ever seen the movies The Road or No Country for Old Men, they're both. I haven't seen those to be honest. I don't really watch those kind of movies. I think maybe I'm just a little bit boring. Yeah, man. If the new Scrub series is bad, I'm gonna be very upset because like it, you know they had the interns, but they're bringing in all of the old people, right? So I'm optimistic, and the guy that created Scrubs, he understood where he went wrong with with the interns one. So I think I think I think it'll be fine. We'll see. I'm more excited to see the Malcolm in the Middle new season. Yeah, the Malcolm in the Middle one will be fun. Favorite console oat? You mean goat? Yeah, everyone but Kelso. Yeah, I think maybe I think the Janet will come eventually. Have you checked out the furry? I mean, it's impossible to escape the furry community. My favorite console. I don't really use console. I have a PC. I'm not sitting there saying like I'm like a PC supremacist. It's just, I just don't really use a console that much. Like the only games that I've really played have been like League of Legends and stuff. So yeah, it's mostly just League that I played. I don't play anymore, really. I'm about like fucking 14 days without playing a game, so except for like last week. Of all time. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe Nintendo GameCube. Yeah, no, I want to know what happened to Dewey as well. But if the last episode of the Malcolm in the Middle series is anything to go by, he's rich. He's rich. So my guess is actually the season will be Malcolm realizing he's like 50 years old or 40 years old or whatever, and he didn't become president of the United States, and so that's gonna be like the story of him going to be president of the United States. I don't particularly look up stuff on Rule 34, brother. I'm extraordinarily vanilla because I have, yeah. I don't really care all that much, to be honest. On a level of human to animal, what level of furry is acceptable? Give me a human with an animal ear and animal tail. Where are our cat girls? Ooh. Ooh, that's a spicy one, Alan. I definitely. I mean, if you're gonna go and fuck people in animal costumes, more power to you. But to go and have sex with animals, well, that one's not so good. Not a big fan of that one. Hope the reboot doesn't end up like the iCarly reboot. That had no business. Yeah, that is true. Although I never watched the iCarly to begin with, but I can imagine that there are certain things that didn't need to exist, like Star Wars 7, 8, and 9. Will Roblox Xbox ruin the dating market, or is it already ruined? I have no fucking idea. I mean, the problem is like there is a very clear disconnect. Like it's very clear, and it's. Hi, Pyro. Fuck, I don't know. Probably a little bit. The problem is really is the fact that everyone is putting way too much weight on online dating. Like, everyone's using online dating as a crutch, and so everyone is getting angry because everyone's doing online dating instead of meeting people in real life. And there's always discourse, and it's like, don't be a creep, but like you do need to actually go and talk to somebody. Like you do need to go up and talk to a girl. If they like, and then it's actually like just basic understanding of how to interact in society. The problem is that men just don't know how to actually interact anymore, because they've never been taught, and like the people that teach them are really fucking shady. And like they're not teaching them actually what they need to actually do. They're teaching them what they think they need to do. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like if you're, and that's the thing when it comes to like Men are going on fucking Tinder thinking that they're going to go and find the love of their life. But that's just not what's going to happen. Because, like, women are going on Tinder to have a casual fucking hookup. They're not doing it because they want to go and have a fucking relationship. And so when they're doing that, their standards are way higher. And they're not going to go and fucking be on Tinder and have sex with just a regular guy. Like, when there's, like, a risk of pregnancy, like, you never know if they're going to use a condom. Like, there's so much risk involved. So why would they, like, take that risk for anything but the best? It doesn't make sense. I completely understand. But if you're looking for a serious relationship, all of a sudden, the women's standards come back down. But men are still going to the areas where women are, like, looking for casual things. So, yeah, it's all fucked. If I could go back to any period and experience, what would it be? Oh, fuck, I don't know. Maybe the 70s. I wouldn't mind going back to the 70s. That'd be fun. I'd like to meet Timothy Leary. I think he'd be fun to talk to. Ooh, or maybe, yeah. Actually, there's a lot of people I'd like to talk to. Timothy Leary is definitely one of them. I want to know because I want to see the difference from his experiences compared to mine, and I want to see where they line up. So, yeah. Countries shouldn't have borders. No, I think countries should have borders, but I think the idea of, like, fighting over land is absolutely redundant. Like, you know, everyone has, like, cultural identity. As soon as you remove borders, cultural identity starts to become homogenized, and I think that's also not necessarily a good thing. Like, we've got, like, a culture fucking desert these days. So, yeah, I think it's such a wash, isn't it? Like, if you went to, you know, I'm gonna use this as an example because, but this is probably my most controversial take that I have, right? If we actually look around the world, there is one country that has had its entire indigenous culture and community almost eradicated, right? And I mean, like, almost completely eradicated, to the point that there is barely even, like, a few thousand practitioners left in the entire country. And that is England. Like, England has a very, very minuscule Celtic community. And I mean, like, it's so tiny. Like, compared to Wales or Scotland or Ireland that have these really strong, flourishing Celtic communities. They're all learning their fucking languages again. Australia still has their indigenous population. The Maori still exist in New Zealand. But in England, we have no we have no culture from before the Romans. I think that is an actual fucking tragedy. And I think I would love to learn about English culture, like Celtic culture, because it's my fucking culture, isn't it? Eventually, countries start fighting over water, then we desalinate the ocean. But where does the soil go? Into our food, brother. Favorite weapon? Probably the bow. I think the bow is a very elegant weapon because it's not just only for killing. Well, you know, for war, it's also used to hunt as well. So if you need to feed yourself or defend yourself, it's pretty useful. Yeah, yeah. They have a Blizzard really fucking fucked the ball. They fumbled in the last couple of years, didn't they? New Blizzard just is not good. I don't think it's a lack of education, but just staying comfortable with where they are, being justifiably cynical of hypergamy or incompatible temperament. Comfort only comes because you don't want to take risk. So if you're comfortable with the situation, it's because you don't want to take the risk with something else. But if you want to become comfortable with a different situation, all you have to do is take risk and learn about how to actually, you know, do the thing. If you take any sports, everyone starts uncomfortable with doing anything in that sport, right? But over time and education, you learn how to be comfortable in the environments and in the sport itself. And I'm not trying to say that relationships are a sport, but what I'm saying is like we have the mechanisms to learn to make uncomfortable things comfortable. The problem is like in society these days, men are not teaching other men how to actually be good people. We are now in a society where being an arsehole is considered based. Being just a money-grabbing idiot is considered acceptable. It doesn't make any sense. And then we go into this like situation that because men are turning into these fucking assholes, essentially, and I mean that in a very literal sense. You know, if you start referring to anyone, like women or anything, as bitches, then it's just overly derogative. And I'm not sitting there trying to justify the attitude from women either. I'm not trying to say that misandry is not a thing. Like, I think it is also equally terrible. As soon as you start derogatorizing anyone, it's a big problem. But I can only talk from a perspective of a man for other men. I can't talk about the other side, right? Men need to start learning how to not be assholes. That's basically the core crux of the issue. They also need to understand that when you're trying to find a partner, you don't go somewhere like Tinder. Right? And they talk about like the fucking incels. The reason why they're fucking incels is because they don't know how to interact with other people. And that's the problem. It's like they never learn how to interact. No, exactly. The internet is teaching young men, and it's not working out well because the internet is inherently vacuumous. It exists in a vacuum. You're trying to apply generalizations to every single person. You cannot generalize human interaction. It's impossible. It's stupid to even try. If you're going to sit there and say, oh, all you have to do is go up to a fucking woman and say this shit, no, fuck off. It's not how it works. Right? And then if you're, again, I'm going to bring up the Tinder thing. If you're going to Tinder to try and find a serious romantic relationship and then you're getting upset because all they want is casual flings, it's because you're not in the right environment. And the only way you can be in the right environment is by going to the right environment and knowing how to actually interact in that environment. If you're going there and you're sat there just staring at a fucking girl with your mouth hanging out going, how the fuck do I talk to her? And you're freaking her out, then yeah, she's going to look at you weird and she's going to get creeped out when you start talking to her. Like, you got to know how to, like, be not fucking weird. And I'm not trying to say that that's like, you know, you should feel bad about being a bit weird in social interactions. Like, we can't control it. I had to learn myself how to, you know, talk to other people because I was like that. I was very insecure, very, you know, awkward, very a bit strange. Like I am still. But I learned over the years that, okay, there are ways to approach people. There are ways to talk to people that doesn't feel awkward and strange. And it's just so much easier. And like people would look at me and go, but how can that be? Like, you know, people have this idea that because like I have like, I'm reasonably attractive that I wouldn't have problems. But no, I have fucking problems. Because it's not just about that. It's not about how you look. It's about how you carry yourself, how you actually interact, how you actually present yourself in this world. And the fact of the matter is that men nowadays are being taught not how to present themselves in a good way. I don't mean that we should all go and fucking be simps. No, being a simp is even stupider. You should just not be a fucking arsehole. Yeah, but that's the problem. You can't go to the internet to learn how to talk to people. And the problem with men is not a byproduct of the internet. The problem with men is the fact that no one is talking to men in the real world. We don't have community-driven things anymore. Like people don't go to church. I mean, I don't advocate for going to church, but people don't go to church. They don't interact with people outside of their immediate family. So when they go and talk to someone they're unfamiliar with, they have no idea what the fuck they're doing. And that's what I'm saying. And so they end up going to these people, like the pickup artists or whatever. I don't know what it's like these days, but fucking, I'm just going to use Andrew Tate as a fucking example. And they try and emulate him. And then they wonder why women don't want to be with them. And I'm just like, it's just, it just begs belief, you know? And so what ends up happening is that because they don't want to, like, deal with the fact that what they've done is wrong, no one wants to admit that what they've done is wrong, they double down, they triple down, and then they become fucking red-pilled. Red pill to me is just a failure of society, a failure of community. It's not a breaking free of the matrix. It is to break free of the matrix is actually to like actually think about what you're fucking doing, to have authentic interactions with other people, to know that the things that you do are a decision that you've made that are in line with your goals. When you ask, what is fucking freedom? Actually, okay, yeah. What is freedom? Truly. What do you think freedom is? And people will be like, everyone will have like a fucking loose definition. Right? They'll be like, I want to be able to say the things that I want to say. I want to be able to do the things that I want to do. That's not fucking freedom. It's an illusion of freedom. But freedom is being able to execute any single idea that you want, irrespective of your feelings, or anything, or every single thing that could prevent you from doing it is you're still able to do it. My idea, and what I use as a metaphor to describe freedom, if you were able to sit there and starve yourself to the point that someone could put food in front of you, like you've not eaten for like 10 days, whatever, an arbitrary amount of time, and you've not eaten for that amount of time, and you can still say, no, I don't want this food. That's when you are truly free. And I'm not saying that we should go and starve ourselves. But this is the example that I use. Because you're not influenced by anything. Not even your own biological your biological functions. You're only doing exactly what you want to do. That's actually what like freedom in a vacuum means. Well, at least in my perspective. Yeah, black pill is an even greater failure. Because it's just regurgitating the same nonsense someone else has spat at you. Because they too were angry at the world. It's so stupid. There is no reason to be angry. I mean, yeah, okay, you can be angry. Like, there are reasons to be angry, but what I mean is like, if you just keep carrying the anger and never grow from it, like, you can be angry, you can be upset, you can be frustrated, sure, why not? But if you keep carrying it and you hold it like a burden, you identify with it, and that becomes a part of you, that's when it's a problem. If you say, like, oh, I'm angry, oh, I need to, like, sit down, relax, calm down, understand why I'm angry, what have I done here that's made me get angry, how can I, like, better adjust this in the future so I don't, like, so I can have, like, maybe not necessarily not get angry at the situation, but just have, like, a better way of dealing with it. It's a much healthier approach to life. It's when you just shy away from anything difficult and then hide behind, like, mechanisms to separate yourself from it. It's like you use anger as a crutch, you use anger as a shield to justify the things that you want to do. Not sometimes, it's almost always better to just, it's just better to have a healthier relationship with life. And life is difficult and it's messy. But you need to learn how to have a relationship with it. And the best way to have a relationship with life is to have a relationship with yourself. And once you can have a relationship with yourself, then you can start expanding that to other people. Once you know how to treat yourself with respect, and I mean like real respect, like actually love yourself in a way that's, not beneficial, but like if you can like accept that you are a shit person for the most part, then it just becomes a bit easier. Thoughts of overcoming loss, you just have to wait until like you don't overcome loss. Like it's so stupid. Why is it an adversary? Why are you trying to fight loss? Why are you trying to shy away from it? Loss is just a marker that you cared about something. Like I would never want to remove loss from my life in the way that I would treat as an adversary. I'm not trying to say that loss isn't difficult and it doesn't hurt. Of course it does. But what I mean is, like, it's just a part of life that exists. You can't change it. To remove loss, to overcome loss, is removing a fundamental part of life. You are going to lose people. You are going to die. That's just the reality of the situation. So there's no overcoming it. It's just about accepting this is a reality. Take as much time as you need to grieve and move on. And that's it. You can't overcome. It's not a fucking magical pill. It was if Final Destination taught us anything is that you have to exactly. That's what I'm saying. If someone's holding on to their anger for too long, maybe they should find a way to seek help. Exactly. If you can't find a way of processing your emotions in a meaningful or beneficial way, then you have something that needs to be addressed. And like, yeah, therapy is useful to that. What if yourself is the problem? That is defeatist. I'm the problem. Why? Why are you the problem? Like, why would you sit there and think of yourself as the problem? Don't get me wrong, like, I've thought of myself as the problem more than I can possibly count, because I have been the problem. Like, exactly, that's just how it is. You have to, it's not even about moving on. You just have to carry it. Like, the best advice that I ever got given to me is learn to carry the hollow. Learn to carry the pain. You don't fight it, you carry it. You accept it, it's part of you. It hurts, yes, but it's just a part of your life. You can't fight it. Just accept it and embrace it. And then once you do that, the pain goes away because you're not trying to fight it. You're not attaching this idea of what you want reality to be. You want reality to be that way, but reality is this way. You can't change that. So it's not about accepting defeat. It's just acknowledging the fights that you can and cannot win. And if you think that you are ever like the problem, it's because you just need to learn that maybe the people that you're around just don't understand where you're at. Or maybe that you have a problem, not necessarily with interacting with the world, but like you haven't figured out how you can best present yourself to other people that is actually beneficial or meaningful. If you're a psychopath, what's the best possible advice that you can give? Just go and learn. That's it. The more you learn, the more you can simulate. And if you can simulate, then you can understand, and then you just try to have an understanding. What does it mean for right? What does it mean for wrong? What are societal norms? Like, what does it mean to actually not be a bad person? So you can actually like interact in society without it being difficult. So of course you're not going to be perfect, but what can you do? But if you know what you're doing, you should be fine. Basically, you're saying that nobody is perfect, and just basically to move on, if not trying something about yourself. It's not moving. It's just moving on is like the idea of putting something like behind you, and it's like there are certain things that you need to like remove, and there are certain things that you just have to accept. There are certain things that you have no control over. And so when I say like if you have no control over a situation, you just have to go with it. You can't fight it. And once you stop fighting, it just makes it easier in every way. You can fight some things, sure. Like, for instance, if you sit there and fucking refer to women as bitches, or if you, like, doesn't trying to mimic somebody good fundamentally go against the nature of a psychopath? Only if you're doing it to mask. If you're doing it because you actually want to do something beneficial in the world, and you're doing it because you think that might be beneficial and it might help you in aligning your goals, then I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Of course, it's not authentic, but if you're a psychopath, if you're like a fundamental psychopath, there's nothing you can really do about that situation. It's the best you got. So, yeah, you just play with the cards you're dealt. It's a fucking cliche. And actually, that's the more that you fucking think about things, realistically, the more you think, the more you go down like a lot of rabbit holes, the more you start to realize, oh my god, cliches are actually like the most fundamental wisdom. And there's so much more depth to cliches than people give them credit for. But everyone wants to overlook at them. Because everyone's just like, I can't be that easy. But a lot of the time it is. Like, for actually interacting in the world, like, cliches are just so beneficial. Yeah. Sorry, that was a bit of a rant, wasn't it? I get like a little bit, I see so much pain in the world. And it's so sad. Because people they get bad advice. And I'm not sitting there saying that my advice is good, but it works for me. You know? So, I long since understood that you pick your battles and you learn to carry the dark. Now, you know, if we look at like Carl Jung, and he talks about like the shadow self, right? So he would talk like, and then also if you like Buddhism, like suffering and everything, darker, or even like Christianity, Islam, like things like that. There's always like an element of good versus evil. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not really about good versus evil. Because there is no real fundamental evil, and there is no fundamental good either. And then also there's realistically no fucking point, regardless of the situation, even if you believe in God or not. Just like arbitrary levels of abstraction. All you can do is just try to be decent. But yeah. So actually, I believe that God is wow. Free will is has some worrying implications with God. Coping, dealing with something is rough, but you can try and move forward despite how hard it is at first. Exactly. It's always so difficult to like to just try and accept the situation that you're in. You know, but sometimes that's just the reality. Have you seen Supernatural? So what are your thoughts? I mean, I think I saw it to like season 4 or 5. I don't really remember. It's a long time ago now. So actually, here's a point, right? I'm gonna talk to you about. I remember once my dad once said that those who lack control try to control things outside themselves, and those who can control themselves. I mean, I think that's a bit of a reductionist statement. I don't think you can create such a generalized term to say why or why not people do certain things. But in my experience, the more you try to control stuff, the less control you have. Like there is, and again, it comes back to like pick your battles. Know what you can control. Know what you can't control. If you can't control something, you just roll with it. Our actions are based on electrical impulses. We have no free will. I'm not talking about free will. Has it like actually the existence of God requires free will to exist. We mustn't believe free will. We have no choice. Yeah, I like that. That's fun. Well, pain is a part of our life. Better to have it than don't. Yeah, exactly. Because if you don't have pain, how do you know what? Oh, if you don't have like things that make you sad, how can you ever be happy? Life exists in a contrast. Like everything is a contrast. If you do not know joy, like if you do not know sadness, you will never know joy. So it stands to believe then, if you don't know what suffering is, how can you know what enlightenment is? Enlightenment is the opposite of suffering. Actually, no. It's not that. Sorry, that's the wrong thing that I'm thinking of. Enlightenment's not the opposite of suffering. But it's my interpretation that you need to use suffering to be able to achieve enlightenment. And I don't mean to sit there and say that I think I'm enlightened or anything, but if you look at like religions around the world, they always have like a fundamental idea that you need to suffer. You know, and then it's my observation as well that if we look at the Bible, I don't believe that Jesus. I mean, I'm not religious, by the way. I'm just throwing that one out there. I'm not religious, or like I'm not like like institutionally religious, right? But I don't believe that Jesus died on the cross for our sins. I believe that Jesus died on the cross to show us that the way to heaven is to suffer through love, like suffer with love. So even though it is like the most painful suffering that you could ever experience in your life, which, you know, crucifixion actually is, he still did it with love. And he still was able to do that and still love everyone around him. And I think that is the key. And I'm not sitting there saying that's me saying that I'm enlightened, but that's just what I think could be the key to enlightenment. And the idea of God is to achieve enlightenment. And no, I don't believe that at all. I mean, if you take like some spiritual... Okay, wait, I'm just going to work through some things. I think about free will and determinism. Yeah, I also believe that too. I use the paradox of... I basically think that free will is quantum. In which when you in your mind you have all potentiality. This is the same way as like how a wave, like how light works, right? So you have all potentiality, and then once you decide to make a decision, it collapses the wave function. So at this, you have free will and determinism at the same time. This is a line from Sky Kids. Oh, okay, I have no idea. But you know, if we go into spirit, about you know, there's a lot of spiritual circles that say that we are God just learning itself. There's also Hinduism that believes that we are in a divine play, and either one implies free will. The problem with that is the fact that it has implications for what free will actually does, right? So there is an argument to be made that if God does exist, and it is God creating a play, it is simply because he's bored, right? And it could be that our entire existence is just a way of a super powerful, omniscient being trying to not be bored. He's like dopamine maxing the universe, right? And then there's also the idea that we are all God learning itself, and then it's my interpretation there that if we are God learning itself, that the purpose is to achieve enlightenment, which then goes down into... So we would need free will in a God-favored universe. But then you have to talk about, does that mean anything? Like, truly, does it actually mean anything? If God exists, does that actually imply meaning? Well, it can't. When you actually... Well, I mean, it can, but also it can't, right? If we look at, like, purpose and meaning, like, if we... You know, this is an Allen key. There's a purpose to it. It unlocks shit, right? But we tend to use purpose as like an interchangeable thing for like something that has hello Zephy Xenia, and interchangeable for meaning. But meaning means significance. So and then we think about like significance as an actual construct, right? Significance has significance can have something to the individual, but then how do we define what objective significance is? Objective meaning. And then people will say, well, that's God, right? And then you're like, okay, so how does that work? How all you're doing is putting just another level of significance to another subjective experience. Because if God has a plan, and then they would talk about God's plan, like our meaning is to God's plan, right? But if God has a plan, that transforms his objective meaning into a subjective experience. So therefore, the meaning that God creates becomes subjective and therefore has no objective meaning to it. Therefore, no meaning. Just another level. And it just becomes recursive. Every time you look for some kind of objective meaning, you end up back into subjectivity. Because every time you're looking for an objective meaning, meaning requires a subjective experience to determine what meaning is. Does God create man because he got bored of his dinosaur set? He's like fucking Andy, and he's like, I don't want to play with you anymore, and he just drops the fucking asteroids on the fucking dinosaurs. So yeah. So when I say that I think about stuff, this is the stuff that I think about. I think about it all day, every day, when I'm not doing my scripts. And you'll see it's... That's what you do with the Ice Age, yeah. You returned at the best time? You got my entire rant? I feel a lot better now. I've been holding on to that for a long time. So there's some things that I want to do with like YouTube videos that talk about this specific things, right? And like the Malcolm in the Middle thing is about suffering as well. Creation from God's perspective. I think that might rub a few, like ruffle a few feathers, similar to Plato's cave allegory. Yeah, I mean Plato's cave allegory has a lot of weight to it as well. But I think that's more about how do you know what's real if you've never seen what's real. And you only accept what is a, well, you know, simulacrum rather than anything. But actually, my favorite thing to think about is the world is probably not a simulation like a computer simulation, but it's 100% simulated. Have you ever wondered why Disney made the giant? Why did they make the giant thumb people in Skype Spy Kids? Like, I want to know. And when I say simulated, I mean the fact that our entire life is curated by external factors that force us into emulating behavior that manifests it, to basically achieve output. Anyway. I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about, by the way. It's just fun things that I like to think about, that I explore. Due to the complexity of society, what I mean is, like, if we... Fair enough, because Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is scary. It is a horrifying thought. Is it simulated due to the complexity of society or other reasons? No, what I mean is, like, if you like we have a tendency to try and portray ourselves as more than what we are, right? So we are, you know, for instance, you might be just an average guy, but you want to seem better, right? So what you'll end up doing is looking at people online on Instagram, and then you'll say, I like that personality trait. Or you'll watch a movie or a TV show, you'll see a character that you identify with, and you'll say, I like that trait. And then you adopt their behavior and then simulate it as it's your own. That's like a really abstract well, it's a really like baseline level of what I mean. But it goes into like different levels of, it goes into different levels. So, and then what I find really interesting is how observation and potential can change people's behavior. Yeah, of course it did. Everyone would have that. So if we look at what society says, right? So society will be like, especially if you're a caveman, society will do like. Actually, we don't even need to look that far. There are. I mean, like, I'm not gonna say that these people are cavemen, but they still adopt like behaviors from like their tribal days, right? There are some cultures in Africa, right? And what they'll do is, if a hunter comes back and they get get a meal, they will sit there and belittle them, say, "What a shit meal! How terrible was this? How could you be so stupid?" Right? When they've just basically got them a meal, and this is a means of like forcing the other person to not get an ego and think they're above the tribe, right? And so basically, what you're trying to do is you're trying to force them to simulate the behavior of not having an ego. And then after a while, you adopt that. It's like fake it till you make it. But initially, the behavior is simulated. So yeah, I do believe that behavior existed in caveman days. Of course it did. You can't have any action without behavior. And so, but these days, it's taken to a whole nother level. Like, and I mean like a whole other level. You know? So when I say like, when I think... I think this is false unless we say that people tend to have more pride in their false image, when in reality a lot of people are self-conscious of their inadequacies unless people are not humble. Wait, I need to think about this because I'm struggling to understand. My eyes are tired. I think this is false unless we say that people tend to have more pride in their false image, when in reality a lot of people are self-conscious of their inadequacies. I'm trying to think of... I don't really understand what you're saying, to be honest with you, man. I'm sorry. But yeah, look, I mean, I'm just going to pick at one part of that. Yeah, people do have a tendency to find pride in their false image. If they didn't, then we wouldn't have people that emulated like all of the grifters. People take a lot of pride in that shit. As soon as they get money, they start emulating all the grifters, don't they? If you think about like how many people go from new money and end up in a situation where they end up going like spending all this money on all this flash shit to like show off how rich they are, that's them emulating and taking pride in a false image, an image that they adopted from another person, that they think that's the image that they need to portray. Hard determinist. I think imaginations, motivations, social structures are a tool for concocted to expand on the main functional biology propagations. Yeah, of course. You know, the idea of our existence is to propagate. You know, at a fundamental level, we just managed to abstractly get away from that in some cases. But that doesn't mean that's not like almost like requirement of our existence for the most part. Do you think there's something deeper or real that is getting plastered over with this emulation? Yeah, but it has to be done from your... It's not so much that I have a problem with people emulating behavior. It's the fact that people would do it unconsciously. So if you really sit down and think about your desired outcome, what you really want to do, and you really like weigh it all up, all your pros and cons about what that actually means to you, then you have created an authentic behavior. But it's when you go into a situation and you basically just do something just because other people have done it and you think that's what's expected of you, that's when the problems arise. Because you're not doing it because you decided, you're doing it because you were not manipulated, but you were kind of like tricked. You know, you kind of just did it for no reason other than you thought that's the expectation. For example, my family states, good to have pride in your work and what you do, but I'm quick to be quite negative over my abilities. I think people are aware but do not express it outwardly. Yeah, I think, yeah, because everyone has like and this is a lot of, you know, I'm not gonna lie, like you know, if I really like break it down, technically I have a giant ego, right? Because like I want to be seen and I want to portray myself as a decent person. Technically, that's a giant fucking ego. So a lot of the times when people get like negative over their abilities is because they worry about their ego. They're worried about how they're perceived. They think that by taking pride that people will think less of them. But you know, there's a difference between taking pride and being arrogant about it. You go, oh, I like this painting that I did. You know, I do some scripts. I'm like, fuck me, that was a fun script. I like that. But I like, and then I sit there and think, I hope other people like that too. You know, it's not arrogant. It's just like enjoying what you've done. It's when you start sitting there going, I am the best painter. And then you look at other people's work and you go, ugh, mine is so much better than that. That's when it's fucking ego and arrogance. That's when you're a fucking asshole. Yeah, of course they're terrible at judging their own abilities. Actually, no, I don't think they are. I mean, also, like, these days as well, like, because we live in such a comparative society, like, you go onto Instagram and you'll see, like, you know, for instance, I skate, and I've done skating for most of my life, right? And I see all of these kids that are coming up that are absolutely insane. right? Because you don't see the normal people doing things. Especially now, like in Instagram, YouTube, you don't see normal people. You just see the thing that the algorithm pushes to you. Your experience is dictated by an algorithm. And so of course you're going to like misjudge your abilities because you're comparing yourself to elites. You're comparing yourself to the people that get traction on an algorithm. So of course they're going to be the ones that are amazing to look at. But then you go to like a skate park and like there's a bunch of guys that are just normal. And like you'll go to manufactured norms that are inherently misleading. Yeah. Yeah. But then technically all norms are manufactured. Well, we agree collectively, maybe not consciously, but we come up with collective, like it starts with like a small group and then it expands outwards. Yeah, it's manufactured. Like, everything, no matter what you do, it's got to be manufactured. Anything that's normalized has to have come from a small subset of people. It's not like we can all collectively just like wake up one day and be like, I believe in this. It needs to start somewhere and then it becomes manufactured. I'm the best painter, just not the best person. Hey man, yeah, that's fine. I'm a terrible painter, and I'm an even worse person. Lady, I feel ya. Thank you. Thank you. Oh no, I'll go the other way. All my girls. Yeah, thank you, man. I mean, I do like to talk about this stuff, and I think streaming is a much better vehicle for just talking about random stuff. But yeah, I don't mean like if I wasn't on stream, I'd probably just be sat here thinking about this stuff anyway. Yeah, I think phones are such a scary concept. Just like, obviously like when we were kids, or like when I was a kid at least, you know, we we would go home and go on MSN, so our main hub of communication outside of maybe texting was MSN. But now it's like the access to things like Instagram is so detrimental. It's so scary. Just purely because Instagram can absolutely fuck with how people see the world. All right, man, take it easy. Have a good workout. Yeah, I have seen The Boys. I'm looking forward. Has the next season out yet? I haven't thought. Yeah, I'll miss the flip flows, man. Yeah, I like The Boys. I think I think the last season that I saw was um not as good as it could have been with Jensen Ackles in it. It was fine. I just think it was kind of average. Oh man, I watched Fantastic Four right today. Oh my god, that was really average too. Oh, what happened there? Unironically, what happened? But actually, I saw K-pop Demon Hunters. It's surprising. Oh, the new one, the one that came out this week. This year. Um, like it was so average. It was not great. When like I mean maybe I'm a little bit biased because I just watched like K-pop Demon Hunters and I the next video is going to be about that. Right? I legitimately thought that was a really good movie. And I was like, oh. And then I watched Fantastic Four and I'm like, oh. Okay, it's fine. Like, it's okay, but it's not amazing. Whereas, like, K-pop Demon Hunters was actually just amazing. Because it's like, I don't know, Fantastic Four was just so bland and generic in all of the worst ways. Whereas K-pop Demon Hunters was good with its fundamental idea. Yeah, yeah, exactly. But it's like it's interesting. It's because like the Fantastic Four was like a fundamental MCU movie, which is like they strip back to like fundamental elements of the narrative, right? Um, whereas and so basically they kind of work on the same level of like fundamental kind of like not hero like sort of like hero's journey with not too many deviations, and like you can see where it's going from like a mile away, right? But the execution is done so much better in K-pop Demon Hunters than in Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four was just like, yeah, okay, Sue dies and comes back to life. Yeah, okay. It's just nothing. If you want to watch it with your friend, go for it. I think it's a great film. I think the K-pop was a bit difficult for me to get into because I don't particularly like K-pop that much. But other than that, I thought it was great. Fantastic Four was at best intriguing. Yeah, I mean, it could have been done better. It's just that I don't know. There was just like there was no soul to it. That's the only way I can describe it. The soul was inherently lacking. We just like didn't. There was no soul. It was just boring. Like at least with the like if I look at the Thunderbolts, right? You know, 1 month between the movies, I thought Thunderbolts was amazing. I thought Thunderbolts was the best MCU movie we've had for a very, very, very long time. And then they did Fantastic Four, and I'm just like, how do you go from Thunderbolts to this? Catchy music, yeah. I mean, like the last song that they do in the thing, I think is amazing. To be honest, the last song that they did was amazing. But yeah, but again, it's still very kind of bland, generic. But I think it was just a really nice, sweet movie with a decent message that was just kind of missing. Whereas, yeah, Fantastic Four was just a boring movie with no message. You know. Because yeah, maybe that's the problem. Like these days, the MCU films just feel like vehicles to push more MCU movies rather than actual. I don't think they could do that. They definitely couldn't kill off. So I actually think they should just not have done that at all. Like, just do something else with Franklin for fuck's sake, man. Just anything else. Don't have a fucking come back to life trope. It's boring. It's been done like 7 million times. Like, have him be the one that pushes Galactus through the portal. I don't know, just something else. You know, make it like Jack from fucking The Incredibles. Like something more like that. Just not the fucking death scene. It's just boring. It's done to death. We don't need to see it anymore. There was no emotional weight to it. I didn't feel anything in that scene. And they stretched it ages as well. They made it as long as possible, and I was just like, okay, cool. But fuck me, I was watching K-pop Demon Hunters, and I just was like, oh my god, like you could feel your eyes burning. I don't know. I was just listening to the music as well. I don't even like K-pop, so. Uh, but yeah, I do think the main reason why it's popular is the TikTok dances. No, I think it's because it's just a good movie. Yeah, fuck it, why not? Throw Galactus into a jet turbine. I just It's just a much more interesting ending than him bringing back Sue to life, you know? The only thing that spun me through the loop was Doctor Doom appearing in the final cutscene, you know? That was like the only thing that I was like, oh, like, oh, I watched the whole movie for that. Like the rest of the movie was a nothing burger. Yeah, I don't know. I think the failure, the current climate of the MCU is kind of deserved at this. And I think a movie like the Thunderbolts was a little bit too late. So either Spider-Man, the next Spider-Man has got to be like absolutely incredible, or we're rubble. I think Daredevil should be good. I'm hoping the next season of Daredevil is gonna be sick as well, because I fucking love Daredevil. Yeah, the previous season of Daredevil was amazing, actually. Seems like everyone's gone to sleep on me. So maybe I just play some games or something, or maybe I could pack it in. Kind of tired, actually. Crazy. Fucking drink a coffee and I'm tired. Crazy how that works. Yeah, we are 3 hours in. I'm a little bit gassed actually. You know what? For until people start talking to me, it's time for that shit gone. Oh, okay. Oh, whereabouts in Australia? Man, I fucking miss Australia. You got work today? I made a boo boo. Oh, East Coast. Oh, okay. Whereabouts on the East Coast? Wait, no, you said you're Baltimore, right? Are you Baltimore? Australia has a fucked up time zone though, doesn't it? New Jersey. Oh man. I flew out of Newark once. Fucking, I nearly lost. Well, actually, no, we lost the flight trying to fly out of Newark. Um, Perth. Oh man. Oh, you're current. Yeah, fair enough, brother. I got to. Oh my god, I forgot his name. How did I forget its name? Fremantle. I was at Fremantle once. Yeah, Newark is awful. Like just to get to the fucking um the check-in desk, it took us like 3 hours. It was crazy. I've never seen anything like that. But it was like 2 days after New Year's Eve. Yeah, that was a dumb idea. I'm not gonna lie. It was fun. We went to, we went to New York for. Hey, good game. How's it going, mate? Went to New York to try and, to go for New Year's, right? And we go on the Brooklyn Bridge, and fucking, there was no fireworks there. That was the dumb. That was so funny. Absolutely hilarious. I've never experienced such shame. Yeah, JFK makes more sense, honestly. Rio's good. You go there a lot. Yeah, that's. I mean, there's a lot of good places in Australia. When I tell people I lived in Darwin for a year, they fucking freak the hell out. By the way, fucking miss Darwin so much all the time. Not all the time, but yeah. Darwin was a good place. Darwin was very good to me. Why did you go to the UK though? Was it for anything important? Or did you live there? No, of course, man. If you wanna carry them to the German audience, go for it, brother. No qualms here, man. If people come to me and they say, "Hey, I like your idea. Can I use it?" It's generally fine. I've only had one time where I've really taken a particular distaste to someone. Oh, okay. Oh, Brighton's such a cool place. My brother lived in Brighton for ages. But he lives up in York now. What did you see in London? Who were you seeing before? I've decided to do this while everything's very relaxed because I wanted to do this all day. I say all day. I've only been here 3 hours. But yeah, there was some fucking dickhead a little while ago. I'm trying. No, not really. I mean, I want to go to Thailand to go see my friends. But other than that, I'm pretty travelled out, man. I'm pretty tired. Like, I'm gassed. Magnus Live, Stella Firma. I have no idea what that is. Hercules. That would have been fun. I just, yeah, I just don't want to. Yeah, Thailand maybe. Spain, Peru. I'd like to go to Peru actually, because I didn't go to Peru. I went north instead. I landed in Ecuador and went north, and then Brazil. So yeah, Peru. I would like to go to the Patagonia. I think that'd be nice. Um, yeah, avoiding the AI voiceover is